defenses you've got, short of some magical defense like Liamon's tiny hut, for example, then being in a place like this could be lethal at any time for any number of reasons. It would not be. It would not be completely unexpected if the unexpected were to suddenly happen. So with this in mind, before we cut to the new characters, we'll go back to the old ones and to the battle that has just come to a conclusion. The last thing that I recall, and there was a lot going on, but the last thing that I recall was after the Mind Flayer was slain. He wasn't slain.
No,
he got away, didn't he? He teleported away.
Nihilur
plane
shifted away and he escaped. And at that point, I think Nal Zabrindis saw an opportunity to switch sides.
Yeah. So he observed the combat. He'd been watching for quite a while. He worked out that the illusionary wall was illusionary and went to investigate. The Grell, that was his pet, his companion, it flung itself straight into combat and subsequently was slain after posing a significant threat, particularly to our wizards. But the drow himself, Niall Ziambrindis, he waited until the battle was all but done before intervening. By then, as you rightly point out, the Mind Flayer had plane shifted away to safety. His small entities, the Intellect Devourers, had all fortunately been destroyed because they were beginning to pose. To call them a threat is a severe understatement. They were on the brink of ending your independence as thinking sapient beings. But that's been dealt with now. And so, here we are, victorious. We're heroes, right?
Well, we've got a few things to deal with. Obviously, we haven't had a chat with this guy yet. We haven't had the chance to speak with him, so we need to speak with him. But we also have the problem of Maloon. Maloon is still... he's not aggressive at the moment, but he's still under some sort of spell.
He's docile. I mean...
Yeah.
Would I, as a studied wizard, know perhaps how long Maloon might be charmed for?
Yeah, sure.
If it's a powerful spell, I don't have access to anything above a 3rd level spell, but I'm just wondering maybe if I can figure out or discern how long he might be under.
It's a good question, because you don't know what this creature's capabilities are. In that, did it even use a spell, or does it have some other power? But you can make an Arcana check to give yourself some indication.
And I make that as well, since I think I use a bit more in the way of enchantment than Sanch.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I would approach him in a non-hostile fashion, just to try and maintain his docile kind of nature at this point, just to get a better look.
He does remain docile and not compliant, but I guess vegetative. The pair of you compare theories, briefly discuss, and like a pair of arcane scientists, you come to the same conclusion rather quickly. He's likely been affected by an extremely powerful enchantment. Look, put it this way. Mind Flayers don't exclusively take humanoids as thralls. They take whatever the hell they want. They have dominated purple worms in the past. There just isn't a limit to the creatures that can fall under their sway. With that in mind, it's likely an extremely powerful spell. Dominate Monster is a good theory. And if it is Dominate Monster, then it'll last approximately an hour.
So assuming the Mind Flayer doesn't return within the hour, We can wait for the enchantment to wear off.
If he's escaped to another plane, I don't think he's going to be back too soon. I'd be more concerned about him possibly having a means of contacting anyone else in here.
The longer we delay, obviously the more risk we put upon ourselves.
I'm going to sheath my sword and head up to where Niall Zabrindis is watching from. And I'll approach him. What made you decide to switch sides?
Stay where you are! Don't come any closer! He says to you. I can see the way the tide is turning. I know what's happening all throughout Waterdeep and beyond. Everything's changing down here. Skullport changing. Undermountain changing. I'm not going to be caught up in the difference. No! Stay where you are!
I'm just trying to get a better look at you. You're a drow, right?
Yes, how observant of you.
What's your name?
Niall Zabrindis. From the House of Niall. What's left of it, anyway?
I look back to Lucius and Vitch, giving them a knowing look, and then I turn back to him. You're part of Jarl Axel's band, aren't you?
Aye, yes. And you're the aspirant. Yes, you're the one that he's been pouring, the one that he's been trying to coax into the organization. I can't believe he would stoop so low as to let a mulatto into our prestigious organization, but here you are.
What are you talking about? Aspirant? Mulatto?
Don't lie to me. I know perfectly well your ambitions. You wish to number yourselves among the greatest killers and infiltrators of all time. You wish to be a member of Brieg and Diate yourself.
I'm not familiar with this.
Oh, don't play coy with me now, mulatto. I know your ambition, and I know what Jarl Axel has planned for you. After all, you have history, don't you?
Look, the first 10 years of my life are a haze. I've only begun to scratch the surface of my memories from that time, but there might be some truth to your words. I'm not sure, but I'll assure you that my ambitions here today are merely to see an end to the Xanathars Guild. Nothing more.
Well. It seems that we are sharing ambitions then. For I know how to bring down not just the Xanathar, but the whole guild. Bring it down once and for all.
How? How do you plan to do this?
Science! Through the power of engineering. I have developed and acquired both hazing devices, one thing which will cripple the Xanathar, and another thing which will cripple his guild.
How? Tell us. Perhaps we can help you in this plan.
I want to help. I really do. I want to trust you. I really do. But how can I? I need oaths. Who are your gods? Swear your sunlight gods, and dedicate your heart to your truths. I know that you surface dwellers are loath to tell lies.
Well, I don't have a god per se. Madame Navarra always had a fascination for the moon, so I guess one of the moon goddesses.
What about you? Points towards Sir Eldritch Beyond. You look like a priest. Surely you are someone that I can rely upon, whose word is honorable?
I serve the goddess of pain. I serve the Leviathan.
Well,
for
pain will be upon you if you lie to me.
You say that you're worried about us lying, but yet you just struck down your own men, so how do we know you won't do the same to us?
Well, men's a bit of a generous term, isn't it? A little bit.
What choice do you have? You can trust me or not, I suppose. After all, I have the secrets that you need. You cannot hope to face the Xanathar by yourself, can you? You haven't seriously come down here expecting to defeat such a monstrosity. But with my help, you can.
Look, I'll be truthful with you. Our mission today was not to deal with Xanathar or his guild at large at all. It was to find and dispatch of this Nihilor and to meet another contact within the guild.
I see. Well, perhaps our business is done here, then. Says backing away.
No, stop, please. I will swear whatever oaths you want, but we need to begin trusting each other somewhere, don't
Zevram right. If we are both seeking the same goal, it makes sense to at least begin to try to trust one another. Our goals align, and should you require me to do anything to prove that I am trustworthy, you can ask.
A blood oath! Spill your blood in front of me and dedicate it to your god. Show me that you are not lying, lest this stain be upon your soul for all eternity.
And if I swear fealty to no god?
How? If you do not trust the gods, and you have no faith, how can I have faith in you? What creature does not trust the gods? What are you?
A creature that trusts himself.
If Sanj will not do it, then I will volunteer to swear this oath.
Then all of you, swear oaths. Cut yourselves and bleed, and swear oaths to whatever god or selfish ideal that you have in your hearts. Bleed for me. Show me your honesty.
If this is the only way to start having some recourse, then very well. I'll take out my scimitar and I'll cut slowly down the palm of my hand.
Painful.
To Saloon and Ilistri.
As the blood trickles down your arm and falls on the ground, he waits to see if you continue.
I swear this day that we will seek to become friends, at least in our intentions for the Xanathar's Guild.
The rest of you?
I'll pull out my dagger and unsheath it. And taking the point of it, I will make a small prick in the tip of my index finger on my left hand.
Not very brave, are you?
Allow a single drop of blood until I hit the ground. And I will meet eyes with him and I won't say a word. And I'll just nod.
He makes some hand signals at it, which may or may not be offensive.
Lucius is kind of leaning against the wall over here, holding his stomach. I think I've done enough bleeding for now. He shakes the blood off his hands.
The hand gestures grow even more frantic. His eyebrow furrows.
Can I attempt to interpret them?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I guess it's a investigate roll. Maybe perception.
Thieves can't for fuck you.
Yeah, if you have thieves, yeah, but you've got thieves can't?
No.
You don't, do you? No. Yeah. It's something like that. It's basically a diss, an indication of someone who's not trustworthy.
Look, my friends are bleeding. We have sworn our oaths, and we want to bring down the Xanathars. But to do that, we need a place to rest up and recoup ourselves.
Very well. Well, first things first. Let's see if there's any other fresh bodies around here that can learn their muscle to your cause. Scout the rooms, search around, but be careful. They may yet be Kyoto hiding. And then, when you are all gathered together, I shall reveal my plan.
Nice. Very well. Can you do anything about him? And I point to... He seems to be...
That
taken
thing!
by something.
Oh, yes. I wouldn't go near that. That creature's been Nihilor's pet for a month now. Longer.
No, we cleansed him of the affliction. Or at least the black staff did.
Ah.
He came
so.
down here with us as a friend to help us in our mission. But Nihilor must have done something to him.
Then the conspiracy is up. Well, it looks like things are really going to change in Undermountain now.
You keep mentioning this place. What about it is so special to you?
What about it is so special? Have we time to yabber all day? Have you cleared out the rooms yet? What have you found?
Chuckle and turn away.
He smiles as you turn away. And he makes a couple of hand gestures that Zevram recognizes as a kind of superiority complex. Like what bullies do when they intimidate people into their will.
Kind of like the Italian, flick under the chin.
That's pretty much that's probably what it was exactly. The Italians stole it from the drow.
Leaning into Lucius now, gonna lower my voice a little bit and say, what do you think the odds of searching for something powerful, magical, to aid us in our goal while we're here?
I think we should be focusing on getting out of here. But it's possible, I guess.
Amara agrees. She thinks that we have the means to escape. We've got our little Tiger's Eye A gates. We're all heavily wounded. We've done our job, she says, looking over at Niall, or we've almost done it anyway. She doesn't want to, finish that thought, but she says, look, maybe we should take Maloon and just go. Why even bother searching these rooms? What if they're filled with something?
I thought the gate was the wrong shape. When we came here the other week, you said the indentation on the pillar was different. It was a square here, where it was circular on the way in.
That was just how we interpreted it in the moment, but
that might have been a miscommunication on my part. Yeah.
Use the wording, and after the game, after you left, we had like a 40-minute discussion, scouring through the game, looking to see if that's what you said.
Right. No one's tested it, so we don't.
Yeah, we don't know. Either way, we shouldn't be leaving here without Maloon, I don't think. And that requires us to wait, an hour? Educated guess from you?
Yeah.
She agrees.
Lucius is going to kind of rest himself and sit down against a wall. Yeah, I could use a break.
Well, are we able to take a short rest? Doing light activity of searching through the bodies and getting...
So you're not opening any doors?
We're not going to open any doors, I don't think. Sort of maybe stay in the area that we're in.
Uh-huh.
What do you think?
Well, we'll ask the drow if any of these doors loop around. Like, are these doors here rooms, or are they corridors that'll head to other parts of the lair?
This is not my domain, and I have never spent any significant amount of time here. This is Nihilor's lair, and I was loath to draw too much attention from that hateful creature. I do not know the exact layout. All I do know is that this is the location that sunlight folk were brought when business was needed. You know, and she gestures towards Maloon.
I see. Well, with Nihilor gone, perhaps his sanctum is our sanctuary. He came from down here, if I remember, or this corridor. So maybe we should check.
There comes a gurgling. Sorry, keep going. What were you going to say?
I feel, well then if we're to get out of here as soon as possible, maybe in the hour that, you guys are resting, I can take a look around. If there are more able bodies that we can use, or at least recruit to help us, then there's no harm in looking.
That's a good idea. I'm just gonna sit here for a while.
You do what you have to, that's fine. You look like shit.
Alright, well, I guess we're gonna begin our short rest, and I will sing sweet nothings into Lucius's ear as I do a song of rest.
Okay, now, but before you roll your hit dice or anything, there's always a bad sign.
Yeah.
There's noise coming from the west. There always has been. It rises and falls, but it sounds kind of like cheer. It's not really a celebratory cheering, more like a passionate cheering. That sort of stuff. And maybe the occasional clang or clink or sound of metal on stone, something like that. The sickly noise of steel through flesh. Those noises are coming up from the west, and they're echoing probably from the north. When they come from the west, but they echo down from passages probably from the north. They're distant. They're certainly nowhere near a mile away. They're much, much closer than that. But they're more than 100 feet away. So, but you hear it. It's pretty close. This, yeah.
Turning to the group, I would ask, you all appear to have some sort of history with this group, or this guild at least, these Anaphiles. I do too, of course, but have any of you heard of something akin to maybe a labor camp down here or something like that?
We know next to nothing of what we were stepping into down here.
Oh, I see. Okay.
All we knew was that Tiger's Eye Gate led to somewhere where Nihilor would most likely.
I see. Okay.
And while you discuss this and listen out to the mumbling roars from the west, there comes a much closer noise from the northeast, at once less distinct and also more clear due to the proximity. It sounds like a garbled gurgle, followed by a thud as something fleshy and wet hits the stone.
What the hell was that?
I don't know, leave sleeping Murlocs lie. Well, did it sound much like the Kuo-toa?
It did, yeah. It sounded like a Kuo-toa that couldn't breathe.
Has the gurgling now stopped?
It did. It stopped. It stopped, and then there was a smashing thud, and now there's no immediate noise, but that's only a few instances passed, and you don't hear anything.
Hello?
Alright, at this point I might switch over to three other characters who are not too far away from this particular scene. but are locked up individually. Two of you can see each other through the bars that separate your two cages, but apart from that, it's completely dark in here for one thing. So if it weren't for the fact that you all have dark vision, that you'd be probably even more distressed than you are. But Buella, the Kuatoa are an aquatic humanoid. They're like fishmen, and they are keeping you prisoner. It's long and complex, and we'll get to exactly why that might be happening soon enough. But it's enough for you to know right now that you are their prisoner. One of them, you're unarmed, of course, being a prisoner. You're just sitting here in your cell waiting for your fate. When you're pretty sure that your fate is going to be a fate worse than death. You're pretty sure that you're going to become what they call meat puppet. A meat puppet is, you don't know the exact process, but apparently a demon or something goes inside your brain and eats your brain, and then just pulls you like around on strings. Everyone thinks that Buella is still around, but really there's a demon possessing her. But anyway, enough of... you don't understand this. You don't need to understand it. What you do need to know is that the Kuatoa, who have imprisoned you, have just opened the door of your cell. There's something going on out there. You can hear it. It sounds like violence. Maybe there's a rebellion. Maybe the slaves are uprising. Maybe the Xanathar has sent one of his other factions to go and destroy this faction. He does that sometimes. You don't know what the what's happening, but what you do know is that your guard has just opened your door and looked inside. You've got no weapons, but you're on full hit points. So what do you do?
So how close is he to Buella?
10 feet away at most. He opens the door apprehensively and looks in, and you're in a cell that's 10 feet by 10 feet by 10 feet tall, and he's at the door.
All right, so she's going to charge him and see if she cannot plow him into the back wall and see if that will knock him out.
Cool. Make an athletics check.
Wow.
Do you know if you're proficient in athletics?
No, but it should. I'm hitting on athletics and it's not taking it. So let's do
check mark next to it. Highlight the word itself.
Yeah, I did, and it gives me all those orange errors. So I'm going to roll a 20.
Yeah. That's it. Just roll a d20, mate, and add your strength modifier. What's your strength modifier?
5, so it'll be 13.
Excellent. And the Kuatoa is not quite so strong as you, and neither is proficient in athletics, but it's ready for you. And so you charge out of your room. You're up here at the moment, and you bust out of your cell. And I made him dead, but he couldn't be dead. You bust out of your cell, and the Kuatoa tries to stop you. He shouts at you as he tries to hold force the door back in your face, keep closing it. Meanwhile, Anvil Forgemaster and Tilly, you can see each other. You're in opposite cells. You can hear there's chaos going on all around you. Outside in the main hall, something's been going on for the past minute or two, probably battle. But right here in the cells, you can hear that one of the other prisoners is rebelling. You can't see them because you've got a massive oak door in front of you. But the pair of you look at each other. What do you do?
Hearing that, I'm going to try busting down the door.
Excellent. I guess it's no worries. Go ahead, athletics check. The kobold who could. Bam! You hit at the door, and it shakes. But these doors are made for big men to kick at them and hold and contain them nonetheless. So it makes a lot of noise, but you're unable to free yourself. What about you, Anvil? What do you do?
So this person next to me wasn't too successful, I take it?
No, but this is only a little kobold, man. They're like 4 feet tall at best, maybe 3 feet tall, but they're really small. And Yeah, when you see this chihuahua reptile attacking the door, and that may not necessarily discourage you when she can't do it.
Aye, laddie. Alright, let's try it this way. And then I'm gonna pretty much throw myself at this door, I guess.
All right,
So athletics as well.
that's right. Athletics check. Bash, bash, bash. You can hear the sounds crashing, but no one's getting anywhere. And this Cuatoa, he's forcing his way back on Buella, trying to get the door closed and put the key in, but clang, clang, clang. He drops the key on the floor. He's trying to scramble for it all the way. But back here in the main room, in the big room, your discussion with Snarls Abrindis has come to a halt. You're deciding whether, or you've actually begun your short rest. You've decided to strategically wait here while maybe one or two of you start scouting around, but you haven't even yet chosen which doors you're going to investigate. When there comes the sound of someone breaking down doors, like, you're adventurers, you know that sound. Welcome to Xanathar's secret sound. Is it a breaking down door?
Well, I think it'll probably be a bit hard for us to guess and get rest thinking there might be something on the other side of the door, right? Kind of like you'd be too tense or too anxious to rest knowing what might be coming. So I'll leave a potion of healing with Lucius, and I'll go over to the door and I'll look to the others. I think we should have a look. Make sure it's safe.
Oh, sure. No problem. Yeah, I'm going to trace out a sigil in front of me as I cast Expeditious Retreat upon myself.
Excellent.
And I'll take that as a sort of sign to open the door.
Yeah, pretty much the moment Zev opens the door, I'm going to just the flash, just pew, straight through it.
Okay. I'll kick it open.
They're
Breach.
among the corpses are some Cuatoa whips who are their bosses. One of them, the guy that captured, I think it was Zevram, had him held in those that giant crab claw, like a pair of garden secateurs, but on a massive scale. Yeah, he has a set of keys.
Oh, I'll collect those.
And the door opens.
Yeah, it's great. I'm just gonna straight up to him. Oh, that's the. My bad. The corpse is what, around here?
No, out here in the.
Oh,
yeah, the corpse is out here, yeah.
I see. Yeah, I would have collected those keys on the way through and just straight into the room.
Okay. So, Zevram, you open the door. Sanji goes straight in there, and you can see that there's one of those fishmen, Cuatoas. He's got his arm he's bracing the door, trying to hold it closed while he fumbles with a key at the ground. But not just this door that he's holding, but also the two on your right are also shaking violently, as if some great beast is trying to burst out.
Okay. Go ahead, Zev.
Oh, well, I was going to aggressively attack him with dancing lights as Sanj runs in.
All right. The creature is soon falls to your blades. There's not much need to go through the rigmarole. And so you go up there and slay it, illuminated and outmatched as it is, even as Buella bursts down the door finally. When the creature loses its life and also loses its strength. Meanwhile, Anvil and Tilly also smash through their own doors, and suddenly you find yourself engaged in the close quarters of a half-orc, a kobold, and a dwarf. That's like, it doesn't, I don't know, but there's a half-orc, a kobold, and a dwarf. They're unarmed, but they look hostile. What do you do?
In Dwarvish, I'll turn to the dwarf and ask, friend or foe? And I'll kind of muster a bit of the frigid energy as I kind of hold a ray of frost.
More than be praised. Someone that isn't an idiot. Friend, definitely friend.
Yeah, you'd notice me kind of relax, kind of hold back in that cantrip. Slaves, prisoners, huh?
Yeah, it's a nasty business.
Are you at the Koatoa?
What? No, I'm not a drow. I mean, I am a drow. I'm not a drow.
Then get out of the way. We gotta get out of here.
Is that thing safe? And I point to...
Buela, just Buela. Get out of the way. We got to go.
Well, it seems. What did you say? Boiler?
Buela.
Is that your name?
Just Buela. We've got to go.
I'm Sanj, and here's my friend Zevram. And we are also contemplating getting out. Perhaps 3 of you would consider scratching our backs while we scratched yours on the way out of here, say. Bit of quid pro quo?
Excellent.
Yes, of course. But I must find my things first.
Yes, we will help you.
How long have we been, like, or at least for me and Tilly, how long have we been, like, in cells next to each other for?
Probably about 3 days, and you haven't had any water or food in that time. So, like, if you go another day without water, then well, you might die, but you'll be losing. You'll be fatigued immediately, and there'll be no way to recover that fatigue.
Okay.
Yeah, so would it be safe to assume that I would have talked to Tilly, like at least got on a name basis by this point?
Through parched throats, yeah. Sorry, Tilly.
Oh, I would never have stopped talking.
Oh,
Keep going on and on about my great adventures I've been on.
Your mouth is so dry, Tilly, but must tell more adventures.
Yes.
So in this room that we're in, are our personal belongings hanging on the walls, or are there any, like, a large barrel of water or anything like that in?
There's a barrel of water, yeah. But apart from that, there's nothing but a Kuatoa lying dead on the ground. He has a set of keys with a big ring of keys. But when you open each of the other doors, you'll find only cells. So there is a barrel of water here, not meant to be for you. It's meant to be for the Kuatoa, being aquatic creatures. They need a lot of water. But there's not so much as a dagger or an empty pouch here.
So Boila says water and sticks her head in it.
Excellent.
Look, you'll have plenty to drink once we're out of here. We own a tavern up top. Look, we're in the middle of something here, and we need people like yourselves to help us. How do you feel about getting back at your captors?
Well, of course.
Excellent.
Is there any other choice?
Well, not really. I mean, we do have a potential way out of here, but wouldn't it be grand if we could just take this whole place down?
Sense great evil in this place. We should eliminate it.
Yes.
Layla, ready.
Great evil. Look, have you any weapons? Do you know where they're keeping your belongings?
I have no idea.
No.
I've been in that box for the last 3 days.
Well, you won't be of much use to us or yourselves without your things, so perhaps we should look around.
One second, Daddy. And I want to go over to, like, the barrel of water as well, just dunk my head in.
Excellent. You feel so refreshed.
Alright, well, they can't be too far away, right? Apparently this whole area we're in belonged to the Mind Flayer. Perhaps his other rooms have something in store for you.
Well,
Yes,
the only way to find out is to look.
This one here already has its door open, the one that Zevram has just gone down to in the southeast. It already has its door open. That is because it's the one that Nihilor came out of. And you might not be able to realise that, but yeah, I don't blame it at least. So this is a 10-foot diameter room. So this room has in its centre a 10-foot diameter, 2 feet deep circular pool. It's filled with brine, but the brine is luminous. It softly glows, kind of enough light to read by, but not much more. But there's this glowing green slime which dominates the centre of this room, filling the it looks like something was swimming in there, maybe 4 little somethings, because they jumped out and they trailed their tiny little paws out towards the main hall where you guys are. But then you killed them.
Sarge, what do you make of this? No, give him room to.
Well, at a glance, I would assume that, well, those little intellect devourers would have been maintaining themselves in that pool, and they would have been summoned forth, knowing that there were fresh minds, perhaps to possess. That's at least an initial glance, my best guess. I can take a bit more of a closer look if you prefer.
There are manacles, rusty manacles hanging on the walls, but they are the only decoration or piece of furniture adorning this room.
Right. And is this another door?
It is indeed.
This room continues on. I'm gonna make my way around the pool to the door and just pop my ear against it. Have a listen.
Alright, let's see. Make a perception check with disadvantage since the door is blocking
Okay.
sound. That's pretty good. Okay, let's see. Yeah, okay. You at first you think that you hear absolutely nothing, but then you hear a very soft sigh. It sounds muffled, as if like behind a bandana or a mask or something like that, but it's quite quiet. You strain your ears even further, and yeah, it sounds like steady breathing, meditative, steady, calm, even, full, deep breathing.
Well, curious to a flaw, Sanj is going to open that door. If it is unlocked, that is.
It swings open quite easily, and you spot in this room what is probably a laboratory, perhaps. There's a portcullis up in the top left, which you won't be able to see from where you are, but when you enter, there'll be a bit of dynamic lighting, funky dynamic lighting, and that's the portcullis.
Right.
Yeah. In the middle of the room, however, there is a blood-splattered chair. It's made up of carved stone, and it's standing atop a 10-foot high, 1-foot square stone slab. And there are iron manacles bolted conveniently to this chair's armrests, probably for the comfort and security of the occupant. That occupant has a bag over their head, a velvet bag. It's lovely. It's quite nice, probably worth about 25 gold pieces. A nice black velvet bag is over his head and has been tied tightly so that it's around its throat. Not enough to constrict its breathing, but enough to be very uncomfortable. The hands of this entity, you can see its hair, you can see its hands, you can see its basic body. It is a male. They are slim. They're probably about 5'4" at a guess. Fairly well built, much like I guess Zevram is, slim and athletic of build. And like him, his hands are dark and almost shiny, like onyx or ebony or obsidian, and his hair long, silvery white.
Okay, I'm going to step into the room. Noticing that it is a laboratory, Sand is going to conjure. Let me just see if Mage Hand is not concentration. So I'll conjure my Mage Hand to untie the occupant of the chair's sack. And while it does that, I'm going to be scouring this lab for any sort of notes, experiment report, anything that's that kind of indicates what's going on or what was happening in this room.
The notes aren't in a language that you can understand, unfortunately, but they do have some visual clues. And so you can make an insight check to see if you can understand Nihilor's notes just by his illustrations alone. There's pictures of the intellect devourers. There's pictures of chained up individuals. The individuals go from being rebellious to compliant. But there are a few other images as well. There's an image of several, I guess, magicians, ritual casters, like a group of 5 ritual casters. It's really difficult to make out what the notes are, but you think that it's a magical transmutation, a permanent magical transmutation, which is designed to shut down half the brain of a humanoid at any one time and leave the other half active, like a dolphin does. But this is done to enable non-elves to maintain consciousness 100% of the time. They lose some of their intellectual capability, but they never sleep. They never sleep because they literally sleep with one eye open, because half their brain's asleep, the other half isn't, and that's just one of the that's the only experiment you can understand. But these notes are they're chilling. They make for chilling.
I'm going to pocket them, and then as the mage hand kind of finishes up, we'll turn around to face whoever's sitting in the chair.
I think this is another drow. I sort of poke him in the chest, see if there's any reaction.
And he breathes, like he does that sigh again. And his fingers wiggle a little bit in agitation, but he maintains meditative composure.
Alright. Sanj, those little things that we fought, what kind of being are they? The intellect around?
Well, I mean, that's an excellent question. I'm actually not too familiar with them myself. I can try to recall something about them, perhaps. I may have seen something in a book, or... otherwise, I've never actually dealt with them myself personally before, and even then, they've just been part of a story, as far as I was aware.
Well, if they are indeed demons of some sort, do you think magical protection would somehow deal with them, to stop them from entering a mind?
I am of the mindset that your mind is akin to a fortress. You can bolster it with practice. You can magically enchant it. Sure, I see no reason why magic couldn't help against something of this nature. Why not? Magic is very effective.
Well, I'm going to try something here on this fellow, just to make sure he's not potentially one of those things.
Of course.
I'm not sure if it'll work.
You'll notice, like, Sanj now kind of stands up very straight and is very attentive about what you're about to do.
So, the bag over this guy's head, is it? It's somewhat tied around his face, but his hair's sticking out.
Yeah, that's right. Trying around his throat. He's got long hair, so it comes out and spills over his shoulders majestically.
Okay.
Has the hand removed the bag by this point, or is it still working along?
No, the pair of hands are both manacled to the chair, and your hand. Yeah, sorry, yeah, it does it with it. That's right. It would be a simple maneuver for it, and so it's able to. Yeah.
Great. Yeah, in that case, then I'll remove the bag from the individual's head.
And as he does so, I'm going to cast Protection from Evil and Good on the drow.
You cast Protection from Evil and Good on the drow?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, I understand.
Mainly for its purposes of warding against aberrations and fiends.
No, there's no equipment here in this room, no. So yeah, you cast your spell, and the drow, whose eyes are open, looks at you a little condescendingly. The condescension is probably amplified by the fact that he's vulnerable and you're able to murder him at any moment, and he still just gives you that look.
Hello, can you understand me? Are you lucid?
You have disturbed my meditations, but I am perfectly fine. Thanks to you.
All right. Quick question: do you have a brain dog inside you?
No. I believe that I was next in line for your brain doggy, but it seemed by some timely intervention of fate that this is not to be my destiny. But I cannot yet say what my destiny is, because I do not think it is in my hands. Who are you, and what are you going to do with me?
Well, my question first. Who are you? And I will answer you in kind.
My name is Zybon. Kisalt Zybon. I was from Skullport when I was captured and brought here. I have been interrogated, but I have not been willing to talk. And so it is now my fate to have one of those brain doggies inserted in my head, and, well, whatever happens after that, I am not privy to this information. Perhaps you could enlighten me.
Look, tell me where you're from exactly. What are your affiliations with the Xanathar's Guild?
I have no affiliation with the Xanathar's Guild. I am from Undermountain. I have come from a long way away, but it is not important where I have come from specifically. After all, I did not betray my superiors to Xanathar. Why should I do so to you? It is enough to know that I represent House Orinda, and that is all you need to know.
Are you familiar with a House Tekenjuis?
Yes, well, I'm familiar with the history of it anyway. Like Orvinda, Tekenjuis is a noble house of Menzoberranzan, the great grass city of the north. But unlike Orvinda, Tekenjuis has been quite destroyed for, well, more than the lifetime of a human anyway.
Look, if I promise to get you out of here, will you tell me more of this House Tekenjuis?
For what it is worth, I am only young, you know. I am only 100 years old. And in that time, Tekenjuis has been dead. And I have never been to Menzoberranzan. I tell you, I am from Undermountain.
Right.
But
Well,
why should I not tell you that I can do everything that you ask, so that you will free me? Yes, of course. I will do everything that you ask. I will tell you everything there is to know about Tekken. Now free me.
If I free you, you must promise not to run away. We have a mission here, and we aren't leaving until it's done.
I promise. I will make any promise that you want. And he blows you a kiss.
Right. What do you think, everyone? Should we free this drow and let him come with us?
Yeah, why not?
Cut him loose. He's no different than me. I was a prisoner too.
Very well. How are the manacles locked?
By padlock, but you've since found keys, and they fit these locks like everyone else.
I'll go about freeing this fellow if you want to check the next room.
Okay.
In the next room, you find 3 individuals who look like they might be commoners. Although one of them is a little more heavy set than the others. There's a gnome, there's and a pair of humans. One of the humans, the heavier set guy with the sharper eyes, he seems to still have his wits about him, and is probably a little bit apprehensive about your arrival, since he is chained to a similar chair than the drow was. There are 2 other people here in this room. As I mentioned, they look like they're in much less sapient mode. They don't seem to have their minds about them. Where are they? So one of them is bubbling and mumbling, just completely incoherently, just gibbering, saying something about brains, and the other one is completely catatonic. The gnome is just looking into the corner, with drool coming down out of his mouth, and he doesn't even register when you walk in, except to blink. But the third person is you. Sorry, James Black.
As I open the door, I'd make my presence very well known that I am the great and powerful Teely. I'm here to rescue you all.
Teely, here to rescue you.
What now?
Gnomes are evil. Change my mind. No.
Are you some kind of lizard man just walking up in here? You're just gonna take us out of here?
Lizard man to you? I'm a kobold. I'm
Yeah.
a dragon.
About seems. Look, it don't matter. I don't care. Get us out of here. Oh,
Your equipment, James, plus yours, Buella, Anvil, and Tilly, it's all in this room.
Okay.
Oh, hectic.
strapping on. Yeah, I'm gonna go like strap on all my crap as quick as I can.
I just want to run over to my Warhammer and give it kisses, be like, I'll never leave you again.
Beulah gets all her stuff too.
What are you folks doing down here?
Seeing the sights.
Yeah, that right.
It's really pretty this time of year.
What the hell do you think?
Back home.
Well, I don't know. Are you sightseeing? You looking for something? Trying to kill somebody?
All of the above.
All right.
It might do us some good to perhaps expedite this process and kind of talk about what our objectives were down here over a drink. It's my suggestion. So I don't want to dally down here any longer than I have to, because this place gives me the creeps.
Who's this guy?
looking back over my shoulder at the lab. My name is Sanj. What is your name?
Name's James. James Blackwell. A lot of people call me Captain.
James. A pleasure.
Yeah.
Me and mine have only just met this lot by gesturing towards the kobold, half-orc, and dwarf. But it appears that we're all pretty keen to get out of here. So, if you'd like, you can perhaps tag along, help us out. Try and find a way out of here. We can do so together.
Mean alright for going the same place.
Strength in numbers. You know what I mean.
Alright, so what armor have you guys have just gotten your armor? What does anyone have like chain or split mail? Because that takes quite a while to put on.
Yeah, I've got chain.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay,
I
cool.
don't.
So
And the rest of you,
half hour.
Yep. Yeah, pretty much. The rest of you are taking a short rest anyway, though, aren't you? The intention?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Sir Eldritch, roll a d10. Okay. 10 minutes passes, you get your armor on. An hour passes, sorry. 10 minutes passes, you get your armor on. An hour passes. The roars of the crowd rise and fall, and then rise again. But you've spent an hour here. You've managed to go through the corpses. The Kiwatoa didn't have a lot of stuff. They don't generally carry anything of value except for trophies like kobold teeth and an ogre bone and tiger claws, stuff like that. So if you want to carry some random bits of ogre, then help yourself. But they don't have any copper pieces, any gold pieces, anything like that. They have spears and one of those strange man catchers. Yeah, there's not a lot of treasure here. An hour passes. Niles Abrindus grows increasingly agitated. But during that time, he explains his grand plan. It's quite simple, really, he tells you. It's 2 stages. One is eliminating, crippling the Xanathar himself, and the second is bringing down the guild all around our feet. Yes. The Xanathar, it's very powerful. The beholders have many eyes, many eyes. Because of those eyes, they can see everything. They can see everything, and their powers are nearly limitless. But they are crippled by their own central eye. An anti-magic field can be created by their central eye. But I've found a way that I suspect will thwart this. I have a special poison, a unique poison. And if it is applied to a weapon, or if the Xanathar ingests it, then this poison will render him completely blind, if it works. And if he is blind, well, his anti-magic ray will no longer work, and, well, people like yourself, he gestures towards Lucius, will have the advantage that you otherwise would have been completely useless.
Wow, that's incredible. How'd you come up with this?
Oh, brilliant, isn't it?
I'm gonna see if he's just talking crazy or telling the truth.
The guy's too proud to be either crazy or lying. He's convinced that this is literal genius, and yeah, you can see that if he was to write his own obituary, then he would mention how he worked out how to blind beholders with poison as one of his prime achievements. Balloon suddenly wakes up and rolls for initiative by the look of it.
Oh, I assume the hour is over.
You did
right?
assume. You made a false assumption. He rolls for initiative.
Okay.
Throw! He says and charges.
No, stop!
Fortunately, he goes pretty slow. What do you do to prevent this? Prevent him from murdering the drow?
Zybon? Or
Yeah.
not?
No. Yeah. No.
Wait, stop! Balloon! We have a plan. Just listen to it.
What's going on, mate? Me head, it bloody feels like it was invaded by someone from Uranus.
Well, you're not too far off. I don't know what Uranus is.
Oh, it's a different world, mate. It's real cold. It's like this dark world with bloody, it's got like swirling gas and stuff. It's in the elemental plane of air, I think.
Right, well, I'm sure that would be very interesting for Lucius or Sanj to mill over.
Elemental plane of stinky air. Hey?
Right. Look, I'm glad you're back among us. That
Who's he?
Did a number on you. That Nal Zabrindis. He's a turncoat.
I reckon we should put him in the bloody graveyard.
Let's hear him out. He seems to have an idea, and he just told us he had a poison of some sort to blind the Xanathar.
Yes, a poison to blind the Xanathar, and that way your wizards can assault him in ways that they otherwise wouldn't be able to. But once that's done...
Hang on. Let's... Putting that aside, you said you had a plan for bringing the place down. I would prefer not to be fighting the Xanathar, even with this poison.
Assuming it even works.
Right. I mean... I don't mean to doubt what you're saying, but wouldn't the safer option be to take down the Xanathar Guild itself rather than try and face the Behold?
Well, only if you wish the Xanathar to hunt you down and destroy you in revenge.
Well, I'd rather have him chasing us than us chasing him.
Suit yourself.
I feel as though we would be better off waiting to level this place. We know what to expect should we return. We've dealt with these fishmen just fine. I feel as though the place could do with a good once over. There might be something of value, of worth, something powerful that we could perhaps use and turn on Xanathar himself.
Hang on, what exactly is the plan here? You want to leave and then come back?
Failing that, we stick around a little while longer and have a look around. I feel it would be foolish to leave without at least trying to find something.
How difficult would it be to follow up on this plan you have to bring the place down?
Well, to understand how this would work, first you would have to understand the secret of smoke powder. Yes. We have explosives. Can't say I know where they came from, but I can say that I know that I discovered them myself. Yes. I know where the several kegs, several barrels of smoke powder, enough to bring down this whole place, to turn it to nothing but ash and dust. It would have to be placed in strategically locations, and, well, I'm not exactly an engineer, I'm more of an inventor, but well, we've got all the ingredients for success.
What about that dwarf? That dwarf we freed. He seems like... Well, dwarves are good with engineering.
Yes, Master Dwarf, perhaps you would be the go-to in terms of placing them barrels, the best spots.
Sorry, am I with you guys right now, or?
Move your character up if you want. You're able to move your you guys around relatively freely.
I was just thinking
okay.
if this is happening when I was putting my armor on still, because I got like 10 minutes for that or whatever.
No, we've had a short rest.
Yeah.
Oh,
An
easy,
hour's
easy,
passed.
easy.
Yeah. Good question.
So wait, which way am I going? Am I going left or right?
Just if
Straight
you
up.
go to the north, then you should run into them.
It kind of blocks me.
Is there a door there? Sorry, I'll remove the door.
Yeah.
I'll remove.
Irregardless. Regardless, because that irregardless isn't a word. Rather.
It is.
I know a thing or two, I suppose.
Well, I
I'm
suppose
still
now-
a little lost on all these details.
Well, you said this smoke powder is some sort of explosive? you said?
Yes,
Some-
and like a fireball, but it can be lit by any old idiot.
Oh,
How barbaric.
Be dangerous.
This sounds like a good idea, doesn't it? Let's blow the place up.
Well, it's simple. We just killed the Xanathar.
Yes.
Well,
How?
if we blow the place
Hang
up,
on,
we can
hang
lock
on,
him
hang
in.
on. Exactly how far down are we compared to the city right now?
Skullport? Oh. Ooh, probably a few 100 feet up.
Wait, we're
Wait.
in Skullport?
No, we're not.
We entered through the teleportation, the gate, through the sigils on the wall. How far down from Waterdeep are we?
Oh.
This is what, the third Skullport, so the third level of Undermountain.
Well, but it's not really Skullport. This is above Skullport, but below the sewers. What does that make it?
It's below at least the first level of Undermountain.
He shrugs his shoulders. I'm not an engineer.
We just need to be careful if we're going to be collapsing the entire place. If we're close to the city, it doesn't seem to be the case, but if we were close to the city, it could lead for some damage above.
We should, yes, we should. I agree. We should attempt to be as calculated as possible.
Look, let's all stick together and... Nal, show us this cache of explosives you have.
Well, that staircase, by the way, curls around and leads down. Make a perception check. All right. As you approach this tunnel, you can see that deeper down within the tunnel is an eye stalk. It's a ghostly eye stalk, like kind of a glowing soft white with a tinge of blue, and it's scanning the area backwards and forwards. But you're stealthy enough that you're pretty sure that it didn't notice.
All right, she will step back into here and just mention to the group that steps go down and that she saw the eye stalk around the corner.
You were saying something about that, weren't you, now that Xanathar has eyes everywhere?
Yes, that's right. Everywhere.
Can you lead us through this place without alerting the Xanathar?
I don't rightly know. It's very dynamic. Things are always changing around here. I think that you'd better lead.
All right. Well, at least direct us in the right way, a right
Yes.
path.
Yes, I can do that.
Which way to this stash of smoke powder?
Did we free that other drow?
Yes, we did. He would be with us.
All right. Now let me see if I can. this out. Let's have a look at the mirror map myself. Yes, it's down there. And he points down the stairs.
We're gonna need to blind that eye stalk somehow. Otherwise it'll alert the place.
Is that a problem?
You mean alerting the place? Of course
Yeah.
it's a problem.
Well, you can just fight our way through it. I'm big and strong.
What if the Xanathar shows up? Are you ready to face a beholder?
Yeah.
Well, you're braver than I am, I guess.
We have poison that can make it blind. Didn't you listen to the guy?
Do you have that poison with you? No.
Yes.
Look, before we go any further, I at least want to find out if the way out of here works. Amara, would you perhaps test it with a gate?
But that means abandoning you all.
Look, Laeral needs to know what's going on down here anyway. You can tell her that, or you can tell Blackstaff actually, that we've at least dismantled Nihilor's operation for the moment, and she needn't worry about the little brain dogs for.
Yeah, just fill her in that our current plan is to try and collapse the lair so that he can't get back to what he's been doing anytime soon. If she has any issue with that plan, she should have a way to contact us.
Okay, so you're going ahead with that plan? Oh, all right. Well, I'll tell her. She's a bit concerned about the op.
Oh, and Amara, before you go,
What is it, Aldrich? She says as she winces.
and I go up to her, and if you don't see us again, and then I just grab her, and then I kind of kiss her like that famous picture with the Navy.
She winces and closes her eyes, and she tightens her lips so that you can't put the tongue in.
Billy, what the hell do you think you're doing? Krafnar is not amused.
Ugh.
Take care, Amara.
Another time, matey.
It's kind of nasty, don't you think?
I'm pretty sure there's laws against that.
There should be, Amara says. If there's not, there should.
And if you don't hear from us again, the tavern's yours.
Don't say that. Don't. I'm not going anywhere now. I'm going to stay with.
Yeah, stop being so negative, Zevram. I don't plan on dying down here. If it looks like we're all going to
Neither do
die,
I.
you can act like a hero and I'll abandon you in a heartbeat.
Well, that's par for the course, isn't it?
At least you're honest, Lucius.
At
I'll
least
give you
be
that.
honest.
Everyone appreciates the honesty, it seems. It's like, hey, cool, this guy's got virtues.
I will,
Okay, I'll stand
Mara.
and die.
Thank you.
Look, okay,
So,
since everyone's applauding the honesty already, Amara, I really just want you to test that so I know where I'm going if I have to abandon these. It'd be nice knowing there's a working escape route.
Well, I guess if I get destroyed or I get sent to another plane, then you won't know until it's too late. And she goes and takes her token and pokes her tongue out at Lucius M. Cathra, and she disappears.
She disappears.
Yeah.
Fully, wholly. Doesn't seem like she was disintegrated.
There is no sudden pile of ash that appears. One blows away on the wind, but hopefully it was already there prior.
No echo of snapping fingers in the complex. Or...
No quick cut scene to Kellamvor.
Suddenly the fugue playing.
That's it.
I mean, Lucius is
She's dead.
100% confident that it
sorry.
worked, otherwise she'd be back haunting him or...
Well, how do we get past these eye stalks?
Well, I'm loud, so I'll go last.
I could cast blindness on it, but I'm not sure if that's effective on it or not.
Or it just tells them that we're here.
Okay, just sneak on past. Y'all that bad at the sneaking business?
Oh, I'm the worst.
Some of us are, and
Yeah.
I knock on Maloon's plate.
I'll just go clang, 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 clang.
Well, use them as a distraction. Getting them looking at them, not looking at us, right? We sneak on by, well...
I think I'd rather raise no alarm rather than one.
How about this? I'll attempt to minor illusion something in front of the eye stalk before it notices me. Temporarily blind it.
Still don't like it. I don't like giving it something to look at. Is the only thing.
You got a plan on sneaking on full plate over?
Nope.
No, I did not anticipate having to mute the sound of metal moving through stone corridors. Otherwise, I might have packed a more appropriate spell.
Looks like you gotta leave them behind then, huh?
No, we're not leaving anyone behind here. Least of all Maloon.
It's not the nature of quid pro quo.
Look, let's try it at least. Worst case scenario, we'll fight a beholder. And Nile has poison for that.
Why don't you take off the plate?
It won't take too long.
The longer we delay, the longer we give our enemies a chance to find us here. So we should be prompt.
So going up to this hallway, the eye stalk, where is it? Or would I be able to get a view of it if I sneak through this corridor?
Yeah. Like from standing where you are, you'll be able to see it scanning backwards and forwards. It kind of just hangs out of the roof. About where the corner begins to turn.
So it's like a security camera.
It really is. Yeah. Like, pathetic that might sound. Yeah, that's a really good analogy.
Is it possible to sneak past while its field of view is looking somewhere else? If it's moving around?
Yes, it is, and that's how sort of Buella managed to spot it before it spotted her when she kind of stumbled around the corner. But its field of view is pretty broad, and so yeah, little halfling thieves would probably be able to slip through in an instant. Cats, yeah, no problems. Parties of adventurers, depends.
Alright. Well, unless anyone's got any other ideas, I'm gonna begin casting minor illusion on it to make it look like there's cobwebs all around it.
Sure. Okay. The cobwebs are now covering the little security device.
This will only last for a minute or so, so let's hurry. And I begin going down the stairs.
Yeah, I'll waste no time.
Okay, cool. Let's take a 2-minute break, and then I'll put you at the bottom of the stairs.
Cool.
All right, yeah, be right.
Sounds good.
I've got so many tokens here right now with all the NPCs.
Reminds me of Out of the Abyss when you first break out and you've got 10 NPCs following the path.
Oh, yeah.
Stay.
We ended up doing the first couple of encounters with like 20 tokens on one side.
You know how there's like that, I think it's like a myconid, that like mushroom dude that allows everyone to like speak to each other through the spores? Yeah, so when we played it, we had a mate who was playing it Tabaxi, and he like ate a mushroom, and our DM got us to roll on the like wild magic table, and he ended up siphoning everyone's HP and gaining it, and then he ended up killing the one dude that allowed us all to talk to each other.
Yeah, no, I had a really fucked up party when I played Out of the Abyss, so I ended up leaving before we finished the campaign. But they ended up chopping up the mushroom dude and putting him in a stew.
What the fuck?
With the logic of, we can't find any food in the Undermountain, but this guy's a massive mushroom.
That's so wow.
It was a really fucked up party.
I mean, I can't fault them, I suppose.
No, I'll give it to them that it was unexpected, and I think the DM was about as shocked as I was, and was like, "Okay then."
Well. Also, apologies for my accent breaking like every 2 seconds. That's alright.
It's difficult to keep up that kind of accent for too long. You forget about it now and then.
I know what you're talking about, dude. I can do the southern accent all day, every day. It's a shitty southern accent, too.
You're a dirty cheater.
I'm still getting the feeling the fact that we're actually staying here means someone's gonna die.
It'll be fine.
Considering we haven't actually planned how we'd get the poison on the beholder without someone getting one shot first.
Beholders don't one-shot you.
Depends which eye's looking at you.
Yeah, I mean, if you get really unlucky and roll the disintegration ray on the first round of combat, you die.
No, I've had a character recently die to a beholder, so I'm just joking.
Wait, what's the roll for disintegration? Like, if you roll a reflex and make it, do you still...
I think there's a threshold where if you don't meet the DC or something, you get instantly killed. Isn't that
I don't think beholders have that. It's just a really massive amount of damage.
Yeah, it's just a stupid amount of damage.
I think it is high enough that if a level 5 character makes the save, there's still a chance of them dying from it.
She'll be right.
Yeah, just make your deck save. You'll be fine.
It's like a heap of D10s or something though.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
it's 10d6 plus 40 force damage.
Yeah,
and if it brings them to 0 hit points, it disintegrates them.
It's the disintegration ray or whatever it is. Hey, that's such a gnarly. Oh man.
Sure, it's D6s. Oh, it was
10d6. 10.
Yeah. 10.
Add 40 though. That's pretty fucked up.
No, that's the spell. That's the spell.
Oh, right. Okay.
A beholder's disintegration. It doesn't have the plus 40 that the spell does, but it has a higher damage. I mean, don't go looking it up. That's kind of a bit too far meta. But I mean, it's a high enough damage roll that if a 5th level character, like one of the fighters, you guys might survive if it hits you. But if me or Sanj, one of the wizards, gets hit by a disintegration ray, we'll die. Even if we make the save.
HP than me.
Huh?
You might have more HP than me.
I did see those hit die rolls. Yeah, that was gnarly.
How much you got at 5th level?
23.
I got 26. So yeah. Yeah, I mean,
rough.
Yeah, one of the guys that has more HP would probably be able to make it, but if one of the wizards or you, the fighter with, wait, you're the paladin.
No, the paladin, yeah.
Yeah. If one of us or the kobold gets hit, we'll probably die. Which is why I'm kind of like, I'm doubting this poison plan. Very much doubting it, because
I have no faith in this guy's poison.
No, me
I have no
neither.
faith in this man's bombs.
Oh,
Are we trying to follow? Y'all trust this guy? Like,
No, here's the funny bit that we haven't told you in character yet. He's one of the targets that we got sent here to assassinate.
God.
That the drow that we are following and working with is one of the targets we were sent here to kill.
We're just saving him for last.
Well, heck, yeah, we
Why not?
we know he's got the poison, so the moment he shows us where the barrels are.
Like right now, he's more useful alive than dead, considering what we
Good
Good now.
party.
This is a criminal guild that's flat out murdering people in the streets. And I'll have you know, it was the fucking... Was it the Grey Cloaks or the Lord's Alliance that sent us down? It was Force Grey, wasn't it? The Black Staff. The Black Staff is the one that gave us the job.
But she reluctantly gave it to us. She was like, "This is not something I expect you guys to do," but Laeral has asked me to pass on this.
Yeah, like this is a mission. I mean, it's an assassination, but these are all evil people, and the mission was given to us by the Lord of the city. It's not murder; it's government sanction.
Killing's killing, but all right, man. Whatever.
It's judicial execution.
Extrajudicial, yeah.
That's okay here.
We've already killed for the city before.
Mind you, that job kind of got botched
Ruthless.
a bit.
Yeah, we lured a. What was it? It was an old counselor or something.
No. It was a criminal from the Xanathar's guild, the same guild we're going after now, and he had been exiled from the city. And when someone that is exiled, if they come back to the city, they basically have no human rights.
Yeah.
And they can be killed without any legal consequences. And he came back to the city after being exiled, and he was working for the Xanathar's guild. And the Lord's Alliance came to us and were like, "We want this guy gone. He's leader of a criminal gang, and he's not meant to be in the city. So kill him, but do it quietly."
Jeez, you guys are worse than the evil campaign. We were building
I kept trying to tell him that. That's it. Exactly right. Like everyone's all like, "Oh, but that evil campaign," and I'm like, "They're not evil. They're just a criminal. They're just a mafia, legitimate business operating. Who are these guys? They just slaughter anyone who gets in their way."
No, we do not. We do not. We slaughter anyone that gets in the government's.
We only killed one person. He deserved it. He was a racist.
The race.
And
I mean, like
odd steel toes.
We're like the Waterhavian KGB.
Good evil characters don't think they're evil, right? That's how it works.
Okay.
So the word Tilly, we'll gap them all.
Wow, so now you're likening us to the SS or something.
Yeah, dude, you're doing good. You don't think you're evil unless you're a shitty evil person. Like
Nazis have cool uniforms, though.
I can't. They do actually. They do have really good-looking uniforms, but still.
It was Hugo Boss, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, nicely remembered.
Those trenches.
And so, oh man, I
I
don't
never
think.
taught me that in modern history.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah,
Probably bad for their marketing.
and Volkswagen were like involved in their machinery as well. Somehow.
Heavily so.
Siemens was a big company.
There were a few. I think there were a few chemical testing companies as well recently that were that came under fire because they had
Bayer.
tied. Yeah, they'd been tied to effectively Nazi Germany in the production of mustard gas.
Yeah, Bayer who make Mortine. Like, if we've almost all got Bayer chemicals in our cupboards.
The same with Fanta. I remember there was a big thing about it last year. People were cracking up because Fanta was invented as a replacement for Coca-Cola in Nazi Germany.
Okay.
Nice.
There you go. I didn't know that.
So, are we going to make any extra preparations, any decisions before we head down these stairs, or we're off? We're doing it.
I am sticking to the back of the party.
Party.
Yeah, I'm sticking to the back, and as soon as someone gets disintegrated, I'm running away.
Yeah, looking now upon the new fellows that have joined us, decked in plate. I think I'll kind of I'll just motion for them to kindly go first.
Does anyone have a ranged weapon? Because they should carry the poison just in case. I feel like.
Yeah, give me that over here. I'll shoot him.
Very well. And he hands you a vial of a almost fluorescent pink substance, thick and gooey.
Yeah,
It will only stay
yes.
inert for 1 minute, so if you're going to apply it to your weapon, then be ready to use it.
Alright, I mean, you're making this pain in the ass, but...
I'm a scientist, I'm not a miracle worker.
Can we have this discussion later? I can't keep the illusion up much longer.
Yes, let's.
Do you want a stealth check?
A skill check?
So do you want a stealth check?
Stealth, yeah, absolutely, from everyone. Once we start moving, yeah.
Okay.
I apologize, everybody, in advance.
Nice, bringing up the average.
You guys are ninjas.
12's not too bad.
Yeah.
I've got that staff that gives me expertise. Otherwise, it probably wouldn't be too great.
That's an amazing collection of rolls.
Oh, yeah, you've got
It's
the
not bad.
Shadow Lord
The
stuff.
staff of the Stalker,
Right. Cool.
expertise and stealth.
Alright, well. Down we go.
Onwards.
1 second.
With us as well.
Yeah, no. The important thing here is Arctic handling this individually or average as a group. Because if it's individually, the dwarf might have just fucked us all.
Later, boys.
Yep.
Alright.
Looks fine to me.
Everyone's sneaking, and you just hear behind you clang, clang,
What
clang.
I didn't say it.
The other drow is with us as well, right? He's following us.
No.
No, he's not following. Okay. Is he doing something else, like running away, or he's just?
It looks to have disappeared, yeah. During the, we've spent an hour resting and all the rest of it, but they're nowhere to be seen.
Fucking typical drow.
Spit on the ground.
All right. So this is a set of stairs. We've put an illusion in front of the scrying sensor, the ghostly eye stalk, and we've reached a long corridor. This corridor is silent, clean. There is a door on the left-hand side, and it disappears into the darkness towards the right.
No, which way?
Let me think.
Quickly.
We don't have long.
The Xanathar could be around here. He's always mobile. Sometimes he comes down this way. Be very, very careful. And you can hear chittering and chattering coming from the west, from behind this closed door. Not directly behind it, but from beyond it. You can hear high-pitched draconic voices that Tilly would immediately recognize as her own people.
Oh, those filthy savages.
They're talking filthy savage things too. Like they're no intellectual pursuits, no art, no culture, no technology. They're cracking fart jokes and saying the word pee-pee and laughing.
Poo-poos, I'm sure.
Zabrindis, which way?
Right, so head right, and then right again.
I'm gonna keep a lookout for more of these eye stalks as well. Just make
Yeah.
sure there's. No... Sorry for interrupting.
No, not at all. I've just got to put down a light. Where's our light source?
I'm going to keep an eye out on the ceilings and then behind us as well.
rear guard.
I don't want my escape cut off.
All right, I came left and then right, and yes, that'll get me back to the surface.
Now Zabrindis fumbles with a key in his own pocket and opens the lock to his own door. It's lit by a continual flame that illuminates the entire area, and there are two open crates resting against the north wall. There's a stone desk in the southwest corner that has no papers or anything. There's a chair behind it that has a spider motif, stylized spider. And there are bookshelves on the walls that don't have a single book upon them. One of the crates is filled with onyx trophies that look like it looks like a beholder. It's this giant eye looking at you, but it's giving the thumbs up. And of course, beholders don't have hands, but this one does. And it's an eye, it's giving the thumbs up and it's smiling. And there's several of these statues. There must be a dozen at least. And in the other box, there's twice as many dolls. They're purple, roughly the size of a football, and they have a great big central eye, 10 eye stalks hanging off them. And for those of you who've been to the Zoblop shop, you would recognize them.
What kind of operation are you running here, Zabrindis?
It's... never mind! Don't ask questions! And he heads over towards his desk and begins fiddling around. Here we are. Pulls out a key. Now, just a moment. I've just got to send a message to my superior. And he places his fingers to his...
Hold on. I stop him, if I can.
Yeah.
A message to whom?
To the leader of Riagandiante, my master.
Jean Laxel, you can contact him.
Yes, of course. It's a simple enough magic. Why, any apprentice wizard knows sending.
Well, would you kindly pass on a message with some words from me?
I suppose so. Yes, he knows who you are.
Well, if you could start the message by saying that we are with you and that we have secured your release.
Well, I see. The conspiracies within conspiracies, then. Well, it looks like we are allies on more fronts than I realized. Just a moment. Prepares to make the sending.
Sending has a vocal component, doesn't it?
I'm not sure. You'd have to look at the spell.
I think it does. If it does this mean we'd know what he's saying?
No.
It is a vocal component, yeah, it does have one.
Zim zalabim bamba zaladu zaladim.
Back in my hometown,
I forgot that I don't speak crazy.
So we let him get the message off?
Lucius is kind of looking over at Zevram with his hand on his dagger.
I sort of shrug. And if you're close by, I'll say, we can't be in a worse position.
I mean, if Zevram's not acting, I guess he's getting the spell off.
Alright. No worries. So yeah, it only takes him a few moments. He sends it off. Curious. Normally he gives some sort of reply. Never mind. And so he has the key. Alright. It's over here somewhere. So sorry, I should have moved him up. He's gone inside this room now. Where is everyone? Yeah, you even though I wasn't doing it, best to position yourselves where you are normally, because when I call roll for initiative, you won't have a chance to reposition yourselves. Wherever you are, if you're 120 feet away, if shit. So basically, try to keep yourselves in the coordination that you want most of the time. I know it's not always possible, but you'll be punished if you don't.
Yeah, I am pressed against this corner here, kind of looking down the corridor that we came.
No problem.
I think Maloon's doing the same, just on the other side, to keep himself concealed. I'll walk in with Zabrindus, make sure he's not up to anything untoward.
Yes. Here, where is it? Ah, yes. He finds a small brass keyhole within the stone. Puts in a key and pulls it out again when it doesn't work. Looks at the key. Looks at the keyhole. Looks at you. Puts the key back in. Turns it and there's a click and using all his strength, he's able to slide across the stone passage, revealing a small alcove beyond. Within this alcove are several barrels, and there's actually a pretty good picture. So, see if I can share it. Yep, there it goes. So it'll be.
Okay. Smoke powder. Do not open. Dead inside.
Is that Elvish underneath?
I think it must be. Hey, yeah, it's in Common and Elven. Yeah. So that there's probably not a single elf out there who can't speak Common, but it's nice of them to put it in Elvish anyway.
Oh, there's probably a drow that can't speak Common, I reckon.
Yeah, there'd be drow. Yeah, good point. That is yeah.
Wait, can you all see something? I'm a little confused.
It's in Roll20.
Discord.
Oh, sorry, Discord. Sorry, yeah. Thanks, sir. I specified the wrong thing.
Are there more? How many barrels are here?
There are 20 kegs.
Holy shit.
I know, right?
How many do we need to bring down this place?
Well, I don't know, but a single pinch of this is enough to fire a projectile that would kill a man.
You said a barrel of this is equatable to a fireball.
Oh, a very, very big fireball. I was trying to use an analogy that your monkey brains could understand.
What did you just say?
Monkey brains. I wasn't referring to you.
Boy.
I understand that you're a dragon. You're a higher being than these creatures. I appreciate that.
Thank you. I'm jumping back in the box.
Lucius is just face palming, like, what the fuck?
I'm just seeing two crazy people talk to each other.
I am deeply, deeply offended.
Look, those of you who we just met, do you think you're strong enough to carry some of these?
Well, of course. I can carry 3.
Yeah, yes.
All right.
I admire your passion, Kobold.
Let's take what we can carry and start placing these things around. Zabrindus, if you have anything left in here, you might want to take it.
What if the beholder stumbles upon just a barrel of smoke powder?
Well, it's just an innocuous barrel then, isn't it?
But he wouldn't have put it there. Nor, I imagine, would he have issued a command for any of his servants to do so either.
Well, I've always thought that it's the way of the superior folk to think less of everyone else and assume that his cleaners have just done a poor job.
I don't really see a better option, so I just hope he's proud enough to not think anything of it. Should he stumble upon any of them?
Well, if these barrels have all these barrels have the warning written on them, then we can just take them off first as well. Do they all have the warning written on them, or
no, just the one of them? Yeah, a couple of them. Yeah.
Well, how heavy are they?
Ooh, yeah. Question. Probably 100 pounds.
Damn.
Yeah, they're pretty big barrels. Gunpowder's not light.
Yeah.
Gunpowder's
Well,
like basically a metal, more or less.
well, we're not getting out of here with all 20 of them, but we need to carry at least, I don't know, half a dozen, maybe.
What would
I
happen?
wouldn't know how to get this job done. Dwarf,
if we just
do you know anything about structural engineering?
Is there any form of check you would like, good sir? for that?
Yeah, yeah, sure. You can make one of those dwarf checks. Like stone working.
What was that, sorry?
Yeah, you know how dwarves have stoneworking as a
Yeah, the
a
stone
racial skill.
cutting.
Yeah, stone
Yeah.
cutting. Make
Oh,
a
okay,
stone
yeah, so
cutting.
history and then, yeah, easy.
Yeah, one of them dwarf checks.
And then if you
Yeah.
add 3 on top of that, so it'd be 19.
So what's your question?
I'm just, because I'm looking at this explosive crap, and I'm just like, well, I think I understand it is probably enough here to level this entire place. So how much, would I need to just bring what I've seen down?
Look, it's your DC of 19 tells you it's not about the amount; it's about the positioning. So how much? All of it, all one. It's really difficult to say. The point is, as many as possible in as many strategic locations as possible. You don't even know how big this place is, let alone how much stone there lies between it and Waterdeep, or any of these other factors. There's too many factors at play for you to really make any sort of educated guess. But the more, the better. But much more important than volume is positioning.
It's hard to say. I don't know how big this place is, but definitely the more we have in smarter places, we can, go kaboom.
I wonder if
We
perhaps,
we
there
should
any-
find our contact down here. He might know a bit more.
I was going to suggest perhaps finding some blueprints. If such a thing would exist, would be very helpful.
Well, why don't we start taking a few barrels, those of us who can carry them, and start placing them down as we go?
Sorry, DM, does this dungeon? Obviously, it's been built. It's it's not been naturally kind of formed here, and then minor construction for staircases has been placed in, right? The whole thing has been built.
Yeah, excavated. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
On top of that, it appears to be old. It's not a recent thing, or because I know there's a lot of old ruins and dungeons underneath the city of Waterdeep. Does this look like they've repurposed something old, or that they've built it for their own purposes?
I'll use that same history check for the dwarf for to answer the same question. It varies. It looks like some of the modifications were made as recently as a week ago, whereas others are a century old. The whole thing might be built on the bones of the dwarves, so the whole structure might go all the way back to Mealcan 2,000 years ago, but it's been made, extensive modifications have been made since then, effectively creating an entirely different place. But it doesn't. While a lot of the work looks like it's been done by hand, significant amounts look like it was done magically. There's a precision to excavation with magic that hands just can't match.
So it's unlikely that we'll be able to find blueprints. I really think we should try and find the Harper agent that's down here.
Okay. I'm happy to help you with that.
Because I don't think this one's too reliable, and I'll kind of glance over it. No.
Well, I'd go to pick up a barrel at least. I'm visibly struggling with it, but I will move at my half speed, I guess, trying to lug this thing along.
All right.
Also,
are you carrying a torch?
No.
I thought I'd ask.
I have dark vision. I'm not accident prone to torture.
Yeah. No. Well, we've got a moment. Do you know where Schemo Weird Bottle is down here?
Weird bottle, weird bottle. Let me think. I think that he operates mostly on the surface, actually. Doesn't he have a store up there or something?
I think it was
Potion shop.
Twin Beard that we were after, wasn't it?
No, Twinbeard is the Hopper agent. Schemo
Oh.
Weird Bottle is the Zent that is working with the Xanathars.
Right, okay, yes. I forgot we had several targets down here.
Yeah, and they told us that he's down here.
Maybe. I think that he keeps his eyes out mostly in Waterdeep.
I see. And how about Twinbeard?
Oh, yes. That, I never really fit in that one. I couldn't understand what he was doing here. Yes, you'll find him on the far side of the oratory, where the Xanathar gives his inspirational speeches. Not far from where we were previously. Points upwards.
Shall
But
we
not
take
close either.
take a few of these barrels and sneak in that direction? We need to at least speak with him. The Hoppers will be upset if we kill their agent while collapsing the place.
Where should I put this first barrel?
Are there any, so this is a hallway, are there any pylons or whatever?
In this hallway? No, I don't think there are in this particular hallway, no. There's none marked, and it doesn't describe any, so I don't think so. They normally will be indicated by you might not be able to see through the dynamic lighting, for example. There might be a block, or stuff like that is the way they typically represent columns and pylons in Dragonheart.
I'm gonna take one of the barrels and put it right in front of the door with the kobolds behind it.
All right, so all the way back up here to the left.
Yeah.
All right, no worries. I'll mark that.
We should probably put one or two barrels in the area where the Mind Flayer was making those little... Considering that was our main objective, was to prevent him from continuing to do that.
That little pool thing, yeah.
We're gonna have to pass that eye stock again if we do.
But I can just cast more cobwebs on it. So I'll do that if we head back up that way.
I'll grab a thing.
We're not
then
going
as
to
well.
check these other doors.
That door in front of you, the one that Maloon's been standing near this whole time, is made of stone. And it has it's this big, heavy stone door that doesn't have handles. It just looks like it's pushed open, and it has that elaborate Xanathar symbol. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but I'll post it here in the Discord.
But I'm gonna look at it because it doesn't have any visible opening or way to open it. Does Zabrindis know what's behind the...
He does. He nods almost and quietly, speaks almost with awe. He says, "Yes, I've heard that there's something very special to the Xanathar is in there. He goes in there sometimes. No one knows exactly what's in there, but whatever it is, it must be very precious." And he licks his lips.
I'm gonna send you something. I want to see if I can make the connection.
Do we want to try and open it?
why don't we just put a barrel in front of it and...
Where's your sense of adventure?
Well, do you see a way of opening this door? I can't.
Give me a try. And so yeah, is this door, I guess, like similar to any of the doors that would have been in like Mithril Hall?
Yeah, it is similar to those sort of doors. It's that sort of design, perhaps not engineered quite as well, but they're a pair of big stone-heavy doors that are designed to only be opened with sheer force and nothing more. There's very few engineering tricks. It's just big grinding stone doors. Yeah, they certainly keep out the wolves.
Do I think I could open it feasibly?
Feasibly, yeah. Like a strong person could. But they might, hurt their shoulders in the process.
Well, I'm gonna have a bit of an epiphany, and I'll be like, wait. I think I know what's behind
that. Please, enlighten me.
We were tasked with holding a captive from the Xanathar's Guild a number of weeks ago. An Ott Steeltoes, a dwarf like you, but his job in the Xanathars was to look after the Xanathar's prized possession, a goldfish.
A what?
A goldfish. I'm not joking. A tiny little fish.
Makes sense.
Huh.
Why don't we just leave well enough alone? If it truly is his prized possession, then surely he would have measures in place to protect it.
We should blow it up then.
Well, why don't I just leave a barrel right here? And call it a day.
I suppose a pertinent question at this point might be, if we are lighting multiple barrels at multiple locations, are we going to, start here, light this barrel, run to the next barrel, light that, run up back to where we came from to get out of here?
Leave a trail for the powder to follow.
Yes. I think it would be wiser for us to leave the barrels here, scout out the locations, and then place them down and light them all at once.
I think
that means we
would.
Sorry, go ahead.
I think it'd be more effective if we open this room and leave a barrel in there also, just to make sure.
If the door is alarmed somehow, then we might trigger it. Kind of like what Lucius does with the tavern.
Do I think like these doors can be easily booby trapped by the way they're designed?
Any door can be.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Like if I was going to booby trap this one, I might, for example, place, I don't know, like acid on the other side. You push it open, the acid is broken, it floods through. It's not difficult. Tripwire, that would work. Yeah, so potentially, yeah, absolutely.
Balloon, do you think you could grab one of those barrels and
yeah, right, mate.
Carry it with?
Bloody oath.
I'll put mine down here, and assuming the powder works with some sort of ignition here, let's leave a trail with the barrel that you are carrying. Open it up and just have it pour out as we move through this place.
Look, if we're taking barrels with us, give me 10 minutes. I'll cast floating disc and I can carry 5 of them on that. They're 100 pounds, right?
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Yeah, the floating disc can carry 500 pounds. I still think it would be better for us to leave them and then come back when we're ready to blow the place up, but
I agree.
If you're insisting on taking them while we move, we may as well take as many as we can.
The more we move through this place, the more chances we are spotted. If we do this as we go, then we can leave at a moment's notice and still get the job done.
I suppose there are advantages and disadvantages to both decisions.
Who else is carrying a...
I've got one.
barrel?
Yeah, I'll be dragging one.
So we've got 5 on the disc, and then 3 people carrying one.
Beulah's got one.
So 4 people, so 9 barrels all up. And we've placed 2 already.
Arctic, if I'm gonna just put this out there before anything happens, if these are gonna be following me. So the disc follows me at about 20 feet back. It won't get any closer to me than 20 feet. And if anyone starts shooting fire at us, I'm going to immediately end the spell and sprint in the opposite direction.
That'll be a roll for initiative check. Assuming that they're aware of you, but no worries.
I'm just making that clear, so if something does start happening, Lucius is not going to fight, he's going to fucking run, because he doesn't want to get caught up in 5 barrels of smoke powder.
Okay, so you're creating the Tensor's floating disc?
Yeah, if we've got time, I'll spend the 10 minutes in the room there while everyone's hashing out plans.
Well, we're placing 2 barrels, so that'll
You
take
place
us
the barrels in the...
10 minutes.
Yeah, that's right. 5 minutes passes, he's halfway through the ritual.
And I'll
6
wait
minutes.
here. I'll wait here on the edge, ready to cast Minor Illusion when we're ready to head back up the stairs.
So how many barrels are we bringing? I've got 5 on the disc, Malone has 1.
4 people.
Anvil
carrying.
has one.
Anvil, Beulah, Tilly, you're carrying one?
I'm dragging one behind me.
James, are you carrying one?
How heavy is it?
100
100
pounds.
pounds.
No. So we've got 8 barrels then.
Is that
and
including
the
Maloon?
one Maloon's carrying one, but that we're using that one to make a trail.
Excellent. 6.
You're cutting in an hour.
At 7 minutes into the ritual, there comes a noise from behind this door.
Oh god.
By the way, just while I'm casting the ritual, I'll be inside, not on the corner out there anymore.
Alright. The noise sounds like stone being moved across stone.
But it's
Uh-oh.
not the door opening?
From where you are, you'd have no way of knowing.
Okay, yeah.
But Buella can confirm that it's not. Eight minutes. 9 minutes into the ritual. Roll for initiative.
Shit. So many sounds.
I read that one as a player drag. It's like, wait, what are we fighting?
We don't know.
Oh,
We've just been told to roll initiative 9 minutes into the ritual for...
Buella and James. James, you react first and Buella acts second. That's quite appropriate. The stone door that holds the complex Xanathar symbol grinds open, pulling in. You don't see much of what lies beyond. You can barely see the floor-to-ceiling crystal cylinders and you'd barely be able to make out the dead beholders in the embalming fluid that are illuminated by the magical lights from within the cylinders. You can't really make out the murals or the copper urns, but you can't see any of this because the corridor, 10 feet tall, wide, and high, is blocked by a beholder. Blue, 10 eye stalks, its eye filled with rage, its mouth bristling with teeth, and it meets you with its central eye as its other 10 eyes dart around. Each of those eyes having or several of those eyes having rings implanted around. You've just met the Xanathar. James Blackwater, what do you do?
Like a nice guy. But, see ya. I wanna move over here. Out of sight. And, I'm gonna, like, fumble for the poison and then pull out my crossbow, right? Load it real quick and then start applying.
Well,
Did we leave a barrel right here?
yeah, that red X is a barrel.
All right, so I'm gonna. The door's open, right?
Sure is.
So I'm gonna run to here and kick that barrel into the room.
Beautiful. Make an athletics roll. It's a feeble kick, but it rolls in there nonetheless.
And then I'm going to step back around to right here. And now in my turn.
Sons, you probably don't know what's going on, but James Blackwater panicked, and Buella ran up, made some action, and has run back. They're currently in position. What do you do?
That stone door sliding couldn't have been good, given that none of us opened it. So I'm going to make my way back down the corridor towards the rest of the gang. And with my action, I'm going to hold a ray of frost. Should anything hostile enter my vision, either side of this corridor, and that's it.
Your ray of frost will be more than enough to deal with whatever entity. So.
Absolutely, it's. I'll turn to the rest of the crew with the 6 seconds that I have and say, I think we have company up ahead, and that will be my turn.
Maloon rolls up his sleeves. Who's controlling Maloon?
I was last time, but
go ahead.
Do you want me to still control him? Okay. Well, I imagine Maloon's got an axe to grind, quite literally. So he's going to move up 30 feet. Actually, why not? He'll dash to behind Beulah. And that's his turn.
Mm-hmm. Lucius, your ritual has a minute to go, 5 rounds to go, something like that.
It's 10 rounds.
Yeah, it's a bit less than. It's not exactly 9 minutes though. It's a bit after. So.
I don't want to push it. I mean, James is panicking. I heard the door open. Without ending the ritual, is it possible for me to squeeze over 5 feet so I can peek out the door, or?
Yeah, you can. You can lean out there and
kind of lean up and out, and I can't really see anything unless there's a light source out there.
There are crystalline lights coming from that room. So you would see an entity that looks like this.
Do I feel like I am in an anti-magic area right now?
Do you feel like it? Do you have some sort of scientific way of knowing? Like, do you
I
have
mean,
a
I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle of casting a ritual.
Good point. Yeah.
If that immediately fails, I'll assume that I'm in the anti-magic area.
Not quite.
Well, I'm going to be ending the ritual, and Lucius starts panicking at this point. Fuck. He kind of steps back into the room, presses himself up against the wall. Why'd I have to be in a dead end? I'll take the dodge action.
Alright. The beginning of the end. The Xanathar enters the scene. It floats out into the main hall and flashes its central cone straight down this alleyway, straight down towards the west, filling the entire area with its nullifying rays. It then begins its very... I know you! Give me the Stone of Galore, or I will destroy you! And it holds its disintegration.
Sorry, DM. I don't know if is this like immediately. Is he hostile? Because I'm not sure. Like,
I'll let you make the decision. Like the entity has entered the thing. You can make. Do you make your attack?
No, you know what? I think for the sake of flavor, out of sheer horror, because he was not expecting to be a beholder. We would just hold the spell out of panic. I would not cast.
And as you hold the spell, it is suppressed anyway. And so the magic just from your... It's as if the weave weren't in this corridor at all.
Oh, most of the people here don't even know what stone is.
Tilly, this beholder has one of its eyes, the purple eye stalk that is glowing intensely. It looks like it's ready to unleash some magical force.
I am going to shout at it. I know not of the Stone of Galore as you speak of, but I am Tilly, and I am here to slay you, Fall Demon. I'm gonna run at him.
Excellent.
Well, right as I was starting to like the character, it died.
Sorry, I should turn it to Jit so you can see what he's doing first. You can see his rolls.
Yeah.
Here we go. Always whisper, never whisper. Alright. So he uses his disintegration ray upon you. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, 10d8. No, it was a...
The disintegration ray strikes the stone here and eats away a great big cavern in it. It also drops its anti-magic cone in the process.
Oh! It doesn't do half damage if it misses.
It does not.
That's fucking great. We've got a chance at survival.
Yeah, you just gotta roll 16.
All right, Talisa. Yeah, is that a dash move to get up there? Is that your entire action?
It was a dash, yeah.
Beautiful. And bravery, the likes of which has rarely been seen. Payne Aldrich.
So do I feel like I can't use my powers at this moment?
For a moment they were suppressed, but now it's as if that the magical energy comes straight back to you. You feel the blessing of Leviathan surrounding you again.
I am going to use... I'm gonna go up here. Sorry, I guess I'm just gonna cast spiritual weapon next to it.
Excellent.
And just strike it.
Excellent. But unfortunately, the Xanathar's natural armor is far thicker than that, and your spiritual weapon is deflected, with it barely noticing the effect. Zebra.
Okay. It's not a good spot to be.
So you can cast magic now.
This is gonna probably not work, but let's have a go. 5 feet, 20, 30 feet. I'm gonna run up and I'm gonna hold out my hand like in a stopping motion, and I say, I suggest you let us go and get back to your goldfish.
Oh no!
Yeah, make an intimidate check.
Oh, he cast the suggestion spell.
Oh, right. Okay. So it's a wisdom saving throw, right?
Yeah, wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, it pursues the course of action you trigger. Pursues
17?
the course of action. Yeah, it passes.
I already offered you a chance at survival and you threw it in my face. Now I will destroy each of you and take the stone from your corpses.
Can I, as a reaction to my spell failing, can I suggest to him that we have the stone? Or can I use my reaction to talk to him? Like,
yeah, you could, like, you want to say something, yeah.
Yeah.
You go ahead.
We have the stone, but it's not here. You'll never find it without us.
It prepares to destroy everyone who's already, engaged in combat with it. It'll negotiate you when the battle's done. Well, I mean, it offered you a chance, but
yeah.
It's not as if the Xanathar didn't give you guys an option.
So was there you say there's like a crater-esque?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, a crater is a
so
great way.
Could I effectively stand there?
Yeah, you can. I can't draw it because the
that's fine.
Dynamic lighting won't let me. But yeah, cool.
I'll stand there.
It gives you an
Cool.
extra.
I'm just looking at the trail of powder. I've got a tin box, and I'm just like, everyone, get out of the way! And then I'll just pretty much like have this tinderbox ready to like light this bitch up.
All right, you have your reaction ready to drop the match.
Yeah, and I'll pretty much just like stay pretty much in that cover, like waiting to see if like people are getting out of the way before I go kablooey.
But when you go for Bluey, like it'll be, as you know, it'll be triggered. You know, at that instant, you can't then run away. For example, that'll be it. You won't have a movement. You'll only have your action.
Can I start kicking the powder and like so it's disconnected with the door behind me, and then like so it's like a trail, so I can start kicking trail towards the stairs?
Oh yeah, sure, yeah, all right.
Yeah, I'll do that then.
Okay, cool.
And yeah, that is me.
Cool. Back on to James Blackwater.
Alright, I've been thinking a lot about this. Let's see, I'll peek around the corner. Oh. He's right there. That's awkward. Is he looking at me?
No. I mean, some of his eyes are.
Oh. Sorry, fella. I'm gonna shoot him with the poison crossbow.
Don't miss.
Can I use my... Are you doing inspiration the same?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, for everyone who doesn't know, you get one reroll per session. That's basically how inspiration works.
I'll use it here.
Oh, yes!
Clutch.
Alright, Constitution saving throw, right? I mean, I guess you don't know, do you?
I don't know.
Fuck, I don't know. I can know my poison. Alright. I'll give you the details of the poison now. Alright. It's called Eye Scratch. You have one dose, you've just used it. But these are the rules. Oh no! DC 14. What? His eye begins to turn pink, but he blinks and looks through it. I will destroy you!
That hit very nice. Hey, no, I'm moving back. You can't not fuck off. Hiding in the corner. That's my turn.
Yeah. Brindis gives Anvil both of the remaining vials of poison, and he runs up the...
Oh, jeez.
Who was that, sorry?
That was the drow.
Typical.
Cut and run.
Voila! Hi!
Would his crossbow have still done damage?
It did, yeah, it still hit, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
5.
Just 5.
The sneak attack, he's got someone within 5 feet, and another within 5 feet. Is that sneak attack? No?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. Yeah.
Sneak attack should be
It's
D6,
the first
not
time I
D8,
played
right?
Rogue.
Yeah, so it should be 3d6, not 1d8. Or no, it is 3d. Huh? No.
No,
What's
it's
that?
3d8 plus the
The
3d.
extra D8.
Oh, the extras from the critical hit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So it's 21. Yeah. Okay, cool. Now all right, that's good. Glad I understand. So yeah, the crossbow bolt sinks heavily into its flank and buries in, and it gets agitated and promises that your oblivion is imminent. Just voila. Are you there, Buella?
Tanith.
Okay, Boila will to. Boila will say, "Oh, great Xanathar, hold thy eye stalks. We will back down and get you the rock that you requested."
Make a persuasion roll. Yes, you shall, but not before I show you. Not before I make an example of you, of some of you first.
How do you even get a -4?
I'm negative in it. I'm very ugly. So
You've taken a stat below.
It wouldn't be possible according to the rules. There's only this is either points by or standard array.
Okay.
So it won't matter for now, but make sure that you'll have to adjust your attributes if you've gone and min-maxed it to the point where you've got like a charisma of 3 or something. But yeah, that's just unacceptable. All right.
So she'll stay there.
No worries.
So looking down at this crater that's been now kind of put there, is there any sort of loose stone?
Sure.
Bricks, anything like that? Yeah, great. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to kind of look at this. Take a step forward, I suppose.
Sure.
I'll take a step forward and kind of like, without breaking eye contact with this thing in front of me, going to point down at one of the stones, lift it up with my finger, then catapult it using a 3rd level spell slot straight at this beholder.
Bam.
So it's a DC. It's a Dex save of 15, I believe it is.
Right.
Oh no!
Jeez.
He disintegrates it out of thin air just as a reaction.
Sure.
Is it a half damage spell?
It's no the stone. Well, no, it doesn't do half damage. Yeah, and that is my turn.
All right, Balloon.
I know it's well in front of me, but can I squeeze past her?
Yeah, you can squeeze up into that little corner there.
Cool. I'm gonna get up next to Xanathar, or Maloon is, and he's gonna unleash his multi.
Save our asses, Malone.
They all hit.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's
That's
what
4 attacks.
30, 46. His crit's pretty weak, unfortunately. 46 plus 8 is 52. No, 54. Sorry.
He squeals. The Xanathar just squeals in agony as rainbow-coloured ichor pours out from the several wounds in its side. The Xanathar begins to focus its attentions towards Lucius.
I'm gonna fucking nope. 5, 15. So it's hovering up in the air, right?
Yeah, that's right.
How high up is he hovering?
Only a few feet because it's only 10 foot tall, and the guy is like 8 feet in diameter. So, yeah, only a.
I want to know
18
if
inches.
I can skid under him by like just that tiny little bit so I can see around the corner.
Yeah, you could do that. It'd be an acrobatics check.
Yeah. Because I am going to try and get a view around the corner and then cast Misty Step.
Yep, cool. You can do that. So you slip underneath him and then just vanish.
Yeah, so Misty Step can go to there. And then I shall take the dash action, an additional 30 feet, and go around the corner following after Null. Like, nope.
The Xanathar sends its puts
Regards.
cone of that down the corridor and turns to face Maloon. 1d10. 1, 2, 3. That's 1. 3. It is. Okay, first of all, he can make a dexterity saving throw.
Maloon can?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck. So a marble white beam of energy fires towards him, but instead it misses and strikes a rat over in the corner, and that rat turns instantly into granite with a look of terror on its face as its whiskers and petrified. And furious that his power didn't work, he then unleashes more beams of energy at him. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
He is paralyzed.
I'm going to use Indomitable.
Okay.
Any saving throw he fails, but he must use the new roll. As well.
Right.
Yes.
Ooh, yeah, nice.
Furious, he unleashes his third eye ray. This time shooting him with a purple one straight in the eyes. And bend to my will!
Alright, might have to use this last use of Indomitable here, but let's see. Yeah, okay, so Indomitable. He fails it still.
Maloon has rejoined the Xanathar.
God damn it.
Oh, no.
Chilly.
Does the paladin have the aura? What
Not
level
yet.
does that come in, though?
That's level 6.
Fuck.
Yeah, I know. Actually, what I'm going to start by doing is moving down to here.
Yeah, you can do that.
Let's see. I will use my bonus action to channel divinity, vow of enmity. I guess that doesn't really help me.
Alright.
I already had advantage on him anyways, but whatever.
Cool. So, does it make the saving throw as well? Or is it just a vow of enmity?
Yeah, well, that's the top one.
It's just a bonus action for advantage.
Cool,
Yeah,
cool.
Well, I already have advantage on him, so I wouldn't.
No worries.
Have,
What do you get the advantage from?
pack tactics.
Oh, of course! Fuck, kobolds are so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the great low-level monsters. Yeah, no worries. So yeah, you're flanking him both.
Action, I will use Thunder Smite
Beautiful.
and take 2 swings at him.
The first one is a devastating blow.
That does an extra. What is it for Thunder Smite? Extra 2d6.
Alright, and strength saving throw. Whoops, that's not right.
Does the second part of that spell work on a beholder?
If it getting pushed and knocked prone because it's levitating.
Yeah.
Good question. What's the DC?
DC is 13, so.
Alright, so we shall never know.
I was picturing like a balloon, like wildly spinning out of control in the air.
I was picturing like getting an orange and throwing it against the wall of the school. Bam! That's like little like. Alright. Hey, Aldrich.
I'm gonna swing with my spiritual weapon.
But Leviatar is not with you on the...
And I can still cast spells or no?
Yeah, you can. Cause
You You said I can't because does he got the zone back up?
Oh, no, sorry. Sorry. No, you can't because of the zone. You also, yeah. So, in fact, the spiritual weapon. It's behind him, is it? I guess it must be. Otherwise, it wouldn't cancel that.
Yeah, it's. I guess it's right next to the charmed guy, Maloon.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
And I guess I'm just gonna stand right there and end my turn.
Beautiful. Zevram. The Xanathar is severely wounded, but suddenly Maloon's axes stop swinging.
Right. God damn, he's susceptible to charm. And I don't have counter charm either. Fuck. I think we might just go and attack him. So I'm going to go up with my scimitars. With my bonus action, I'm going to cast... I'm going to use Moonblade's Quarry, so my curse on him. It's just reflavored Hexblade's curse. And I'm going to choose Strength as its ability checks that it has disadvantage on, and going to cut into him if I can.
Go ahead. It's a devastating blow.
And with my swords, I'm going to use sorry, I'm just trying to see. I'm going to use Defensive Flourish on it as well.
Alright.
So 15 damage all up.
Beautiful. He's bleeding pretty heavily at this stage, but there's plenty of fight left in it.
And I have 24 AC until my next turn.
Beulah, the beholder is in front of you, becoming increasingly vulnerable, but the monster with an axe beside you, Maloon, he suddenly freezes, and you would have seen people lose their minds before. He turns to you and raises his axe. You're pretty confident that you will bear the brunt of his charmed assault.
Is it a charm or a dominate?
Maybe.
I mean, it says charmed there, right? But we wouldn't know.
So I'll move to here. Or actually, I'll run into here and take those op attacks.
Alright. The Xanathar, hey, where are you going? And he bites you. But he misses.
Does Maloon attack?
He does not. He looks at
Okay.
you as you push past, huh?
And then, let's see, so let me get 1, 2, 3.
I see what you're planning.
6.
I haven't
So-
described this room to you yet, but now's the perfect time to do so. Suspended floor to ceiling are crystal chandeliers holding 4 dead beholders preserved in embalming fluid. Magic lights are illuminating the cylinders from within. There are 9 shallow alcoves with murals of beholders of different colours and varieties painted on the walls. Standing in each alcove is a beholder-shaped copper urn atop a green marble pedestal. Each urn has 10 eye stalks. The western wall is carved to display a scowling beholder, flanked by a pair of hooded wizards. Beneath each wizard's cowl, a single glaring red eye can be seen.
Okay, I will finish my turn there.
No worries. Sam.
No, my go. Yeah.
Sure is.
Beautiful, beautiful.
I think it is.
In
Or did I-
Dwarvish, like
Yeah.
Moradin. Why have you
No,
sent
no.
it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's up to
Yeah.
his
Okay.
turn.
Yeah.
Oh, because I didn't get a turn last thing.
I might have. Maybe I shouldn't have jumped ahead to Weller. I might have done that by accident. By the look of it. I don't know what I've done here. Who went before? It was it Lucius who just went Buella?
The turn order's right.
So it is Sanchez go? Okay, cool.
There's
Alright.
Sanchez go, yeah.
Okay, cool. Alright, as long as it is, no
But
worries.
you did something else on your last turn, didn't you, Sanj? The catapult that missed.
Yeah.
I haven't done anything since threatening to blow everyone up.
Sorry, yeah, Sanj, yeah.
No, it's Envil's turn because it just went Tilly Aldrich Zep.
Yeah, you skipped over Anvil, that's right.
Right. Okay, cool. So, yeah, so I thought I must have done something wrong. Backtracking all the way to Anvil. And
Cool
we'll just
beans.
skip Buella's go when it comes on.
I mean, not that I think amazing's gonna happen anyway, but
Good call.
hang on, what is my? So I get there, normal move. 10, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, fine. I'll just run up, pretty much shield out, yelling curses in Dwarvish.
No worries.
Yeah, that's all I'll do.
Alright, so as
Take
far
the
as you get.
dodge action if you don't want to dash into melee.
Nah, I've just dashed, I don't mind.
Cool. There is no goldfish there. James, it's your go.
There's no goldfish. What the fuck? Well, I can't see anything, so that's a thing. Thanks, by the way. I'm going to light a torch.
Alright, I shall give you some light.
There's
You're
a
one of
continual flame in the room, right? But it doesn't extend all the way out.
Yeah, forget about that continual flame. It's just not working.
Okay.
Whatever you
Is there
do,
an action to light a torch?
don't drop the torch.
It is an action to light the torch, yes, and it also occupies one of your hands.
I'm going to walk out, see what's going on, look at the eye stalks. I can't see past. Actually, I can see her, and I can see him, right?
Yeah.
I'll walk a little bit forward, and I'll stay there.
Alright. Sanj, it's your go.
You there, Sanj? We can't hear you if you're talking. I see his thing lighting up, but yeah. No.
Got some issues. Yeah, cool. We'll move on. Lucius.
I shall peek my head around the corner, and I will not kill everyone with a fireball.
Do it. Look who you're on.
Oh, fuck. Without being able to cast a fireball, there's actually not a whole lot I can do. Because if I miss with a firebolt spell, I know Arctic's going to set off them barrels.
Acceptable losses.
And I'll step back around the corner. Kind of have a glance? Nah.
Alright. So Maloon is charmed. Let's see. The Xanathar will order him to toss his weapon away, and so it flies out over towards. And then gets Maloon to lie down prone.
Oh no.
And it turns its attention back towards the group. It keeps its anti-magic ray facing towards the west, and instead shoots its eye rays towards the south. 3 of them.
No.
That's fine.
Okay, I'll see who gets each one. 1 is James.
Is this damage?
No. The first one
We don't know yet.
is a petrification ray. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Come on, baby. Oh my god.
No.
Oh no.
You have been turned to stone.
And just like that, boys. Oh god.
Tilly.
Hello?
Hey. Well
That's
played.
awesome. Okay, that's worked. Great.
It
Sorry
is.
about
No worries at all. Tilly, roll a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, that is not with advantage.
Yeah. Not as with advantage, I do not believe. No.
No.
And let's see. What's the other one? And make a dexterity saving throw as well. Okay, you are slowed and charmed. And James Blackwater is petrified.
Does Sanj get his go that we skipped over?
Sure does.
Cool. Is that am I still feeling my kind of arcane intuition being suppressed by this entity?
Yeah, it's got its eye facing straight towards you.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Oh, well, okay. I am... Oh, Jesus, what am I going to do? I am going to run around this corner, and I'm going to take the hide action. And try and roll a stealth check to try and... Yeah, just... Oh, God.
Alright, so you are hiding as best you can. The
And I'm like-
Xanathar has got 10 eyes. He's pretty observant.
Yep.
Let's see if he spots you.
And I would be like, you would see like rapidly like biting across like all the nails off the tops of my fingers as quickly as possible. Just like, fuck, holy shit. What are we gonna do? Fuck. And that's kind of all I'm gonna do here.
Maloon is obeying. Oh, we've already done that. So, Tilly. You are slowed and charmed. He tells you that you should throw your weapons down and go and find a corner to cry in.
I'm going to respond, I am a brave kobold and will not cry, and go find a corner to sit in.
I'm doing this voluntarily.
I'm not doing it because you told me to. I'm doing it because I want to.
Yeah, exactly. You're still a big meanie.
Alright, Aldrich, the anti-magic cone is facing towards you.
And channel divinity counts as magic?
Sounds like magic to me.
Okay, I'm just going to... Well, first I'm going to swing with my spiritual weapon, and it's gonna miss because I'm a bitch. And... I guess I'm going to swing with my chain of command. And... Shazam.
Boom. Alright, that strike takes the Xanathar quite by surprise. And a look of, I guess, terror begins to fill its eyes. It's pretty heavily wounded at this point, and it begins to know fear.
I get to make saves at the end of my turn?
Don't think so. I'll check. I'll have a look.
The charm thing said 1 hour on it.
Right.
There's no more saving throws unless he attacks you. You're charmed for an hour.
Okay.
Stuff like this, which makes monsters like beholders and vampires really dangerous.
Zevram.
Alright, well, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to scoot around this way. And as a bonus action, I will cast Moonlight on it. Sorry, let me get the spell card. Moonlight is just reflavored hex for those ones.
Okay. Not the druid spell.
No, not Moonbeam. And I will strike at him again. Using another defensive flourish.
It's an accurate attack. And
14 damage.
yeah, it's another lethal blow, another deadly blow. And the beholder is beginning to die by a death from 1,000 cuts as all these slash wounds open up gaping holes into its internal organs.
So 16 damage all up. I forgot to
All right.
add Moonlight damage.
It is becoming quite panicked. Anvil.
There. Get in position for the kill steal. And with my warhammer, I'm just gonna just start frantically just smacking his eye stalks and his big eye and all that jazz. What garbage? Okay, and then I will also action surge and try and hit him 2 more times.
All right. That last one will hit.
Well, that was garbage, fellas, but you know, we do what we can.
Gotta hit him. That's what it matters, I guess.
It's a distracting blow on the beholder, whose agitation levels and panic levels are going very, very high.
Just yelling expletives at him in Dwarvish.
What are your thoughts, James? Because there is little that you can do for the next 1,000 years but think.
1,000 years. Can I tell what's going on around me?
No, you have no sense of input.
Well, I don't really know what. I guess I should have never taken that damn job.
What pose will you be in for all eternity?
I don't know. I had my hands up, right? Because I saw it. I saw him turn, and then I was trying to turn and run, but it was too late. So I'm like,
The Han Solo stuck in carbon.
yeah. Oh, fine.
Fitting.
Voila. You're in a room filled with dead beholders.
Alright, do I see the fish tank anywhere or tank?
I did not mention a fish tank.
So I'm gonna step over to here and see if it opens up that I see tank or door.
Right. You find no fish tank. There are. I don't mind explaining again. There are floor-to-ceiling crystal cylinders that have 4 dead beholders preserved in them, illuminated by magical lights. 9 alcoves with murals of beholders painted on the walls. In each alcove is a beholder-shaped copper urn atop a green metal pedestal. Each of the urn has 10 eye stalks. The western wall is carved to display a scowling beholder, flanked by 2 hooded wizards. Beneath each wizard's cowl, a single red eye glares out.
So these dead beholders are in glass.
That's right. A big crystal chambers. They're sitting there embalming fluids. Suspended, kind of like an aborted baby might be suspended in a jar in some mad scientist lab.
Can I reach those with my glaive?
You can reach the crystal, yeah. Like the fish tanks, as it were, the crystal vases that they are. Massive crystal structures that they're sorting.
I'm gonna swing at one of those and see if I can bust it open.
All right. Make an attack roll. Then roll for damage. It's armor class 10. Crunch. You fracture it and create a great split, and the embalming fluid begins to pour out. But you don't shatter it.
God dang it!
And the second one bounced off.
I'm going to action surge
Absolutely.
and try it one more time. God.
You increase the fracture, and now the whole thing is just one great big web of broken glass, leaking in many places. The dead beholder within kind of tumbles a little bit from the force of your blows.
All right, I'll stay there.
And
Sure. Sanj is gonna pop his head out into this corridor again. And assuming he still feels this sort of suppression, I think regardless, he's gonna go another, 10, 20. So I've moved 5, so it would be 25 feet to there. And I am going to try to hold a cantrip should the main eye turn away.
excellent.
Yeah, so that is my turn.
Yes.
Yeah, Lucius will peek out, but he's not suicidal like Sanj, and if the eye's still open, he's not going to go out in the corridor. He's kind of contemplating to himself. He's holding a firebolt spell in his hand and looking at the trail of smoke powder that goes along the floor from where he's standing towards the beholder, thinking about whether it would be worth it. And he'll just hold the firebolt spell for now.
Alright, the Xanathar is looking for an escape, but there is none. If it runs into this room, it's only going to be confronted by the half-orc. If it drills a tunnel through the rear, then you're only going to be able to catch up. It can't go left, it can't go forward. It's didn't want it to end this way, but it has no choice to fight like a rat. Who's left? We got this one here. 1, 2, 3. It turns its eye raised towards the bottom against Zebram. Mainly so that it can focus its attacks on the 3 in this direction. First one will be on Sanj, the second one on Aldrich, and the third on Anvil. Sanj, Aldrich, and Anvil. I'll have to roll that third one. Sanj, you are targeted by a marble white ray that's quite familiar to us by now. Shoots towards you. It's clear that Xanathar wants to add new statues to his collection. Make a dexterity saving throw to dodge out of the way of this ivory white beam.
God.
You are now
Do you have
petrified.
inspiration? He hasn't used.
Oh, true. Yes, I would very much like to not be turned to stone, but I don't. Yep, great.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Okay, a 1 is a charm ray. Okay, so that was Anvil Aldrich was next. So Aldrich, make a wisdom saving throw. You are clear of mind and purpose. And finally,
Not his type.
I guess no. I guess so. Like he hates it. He hates people who watch. And finally, Anvil, make a number 3 a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, we had a good run, fellas.
Oh,
pretty
there you
good.
go. Not bad.
And is anyone surprised to learn the dwarf is not afraid?
Woo!
So since
You will meet your dooms here, every one of you.
since it's anti-magic is facing towards the south now,
Yeah.
that cancel act.
No. You're not in it. Because it's like it wouldn't go past this wall sort of thing. It'd be more like that.
Okay.
But I don't think it does cancel it anyway. I'm not sure. I better check it out. I think it suppresses effect. It works as an anti-magic field, and so within the sphere, spells can't be cast. Summoned creatures disappear. Magic items become mundane. Spells and other magical effects are suppressed and can't protrude. A suppressed spell skew. When effect is suppressed, it doesn't function. So yeah, it would lift the suppression, but in this instance, you're not
Yeah.
you're not in it. But it doesn't turn this guy back into not stone because it's not the magic's gone. He's now a non-magical stone statue.
Okay.
It's spell magical, so. All right. I guess that brings us to Aldrich.
Going to swing with my goddamn spiritual PP weapon.
Nice.
And then I'm going to attack with my chain of command.
All right.
Yes, good.
And
Keep
then
it going.
I'm going to use Channel Divinity Touch of Death so it'd be 11 plus 15.
Ooh. Ouch.
Yeah, nice. 26 damage.
And
30.
Yeah.
34.
All right. The beholder is struck almost senseless, and it seems to be flying around in the middle of the air, twisting and turning, losing its orientation. It almost goes completely upside down. Little entities, spiritual things, spawn around it like little gazers. These gazers are kind of born into existence, but they die immediately, like they've been created prematurely. They just flush around and slosh around on the ground. Only half developed, their eyes milky and blind. And yeah, the Xanathar is reeling. It bounces off the ground as it begins to lose control of its own levitation powers. It's swaying in the air on the brink of mortality.
Would you say this gives me an advantage to hit him?
No.
Had to. Well, continuing on with what I've done before, I'll just go in for hopefully the kill.
Oh yeah!
And that doubles the fucking hex damage as well,
Sure does.
and my defensive flourish as well. Oh shit! Another defensive flourish, I guess. Damage. for a total of 21, 27, 28, 35 damage.
Anathar has been slain.
Yes!
Not bad.
How does this Crime Lord, how does this legendary figure of terror, how does this entity that has plagued the hidden lords of Waterdeep meet its end?
Well, I
It's
see
clear because we're level
people.
5.
I see people left and right of me being charmed and turned to stone. And the blow from Aldrich has just given me that moment of focus where my eyes turn a bright white, almost as if moonlight is shining through them. And I fixate on the rings on all of his appendages, and I slice one off, another, and then sliding underneath him, I disembowel him with a final cut.
Done. Those of you who are charmed or slow, your enchantments wear off. Those of you who are petrified know only the insanity of having no senses and no hope for the future.
You better fucking cure me, bastard.
Of course.
Uh,
Lucius is gonna run up and start identifying stuff.
Identifying stuff.
It's a fucking crime lord with rings on all his things. Those have got to be some good shit.
So, that'll take a couple of rounds as you hack them off, cast a spell. I assume you use a spell, not a ritual.
I don't have it prepared, actually. Let's just chuck them all in a bag and identify them once we've left.
Yeah, I'm still in a moment of disbelief, and I sort of poke Xanathar just to make sure he's dead.
His eye blinks.
I poke it right into his eye.
Yeah, I just want to keep
back in his head, the
smacking it with my
pupil.
hammer.
Bam! It pops and everyone gets covered in gold.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, new plan, everyone. Beulah, are you still alive? Beulah?
Oh, yeah, I'm here. I'm sorry.
New plan. Forget the barrels. We're getting the fuck out of here. Can you pick up that one? And I point to James. Aldrich, Anvil, can you help me with Sanj? Let's just get the hell out of here. And I, as everyone's doing whatever, I'm gonna hand out. Well, everyone, we brought spare jewels, so I think we have enough for everyone here. So if everyone is willing to give up their spare jewels from the original party.
Do we have enough? I'm not sure we do, man.
Mine is on my person.
Remember, we thought they might be consumable, so everyone bought 2.
Yeah, one to get in and one to get out.
Yeah, so we've got...
Wait, are they consumable? Did they disappear when we used them?
No.
Playing with our feelings.
Where's Gnarl?
He's run away. We don't know.
Yeah,
he left 5 rounds ago.
I'll shout from the stairs. No, are you there?
There is no response.
Fucking bastard.
Before we go,
Well, okay,
cut off one of the eye stalks.
Say that again, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'd like to cut off one of the eye stalks.
Beautiful. I roll a d10.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say I'm in the process of kind of chopping up any of them that have rings on them, so you can help me with that and take some stalks in the meantime.
You have yeah, you got the death ray one. This is the black eye. This one, it looks mean.
So can we count how many agates we have? We've got Maloon, me, Sanj. Oh well, shit. The ones on Sanj would have
Yeah,
been
I've got 2, but they've been petrified.
turned to
movements,
stone. Yeah. Fuck.
I'll chisel them out of him.
But they'd still be
Hey,
stoned.
hang on. Look, we just killed the Xanathar. Maybe one or two of us can get off quickly, get the guard, tell them the Xanathar's dead, and if they can mobilize the watch immediately, they may be able to clean up the entire gang.
Yes. If they know that Xanathar's dead, they might be willing to send people.
I still
Who wants
have
to
a
go
paper
back?
Bird.
Oh. Well, get out there, Aldrich. Get to the surface, Aldrich, and release your paper bird. Get the black stuff.
Alright.
Hopefully she can help us.
So is Eldritch going alone to the surface?
I was gonna say, give me the paper. Let me see. Yeah, give me the paper, but I almost think it'd be better to go speak with her. I might go myself and then just haste myself to run like hell. Actually, no, we're in the wrong part of the city.
We still gotta find the contact, don't we? Though he's still somewhere down here.
I think with the Xanathar dead, it doesn't matter. But I guess we could still have a look through this place. You know what? I'm gonna... wait, you squished the central eye, didn't you? Or was it one of...
He didn't squish it, he exploded it.
I fucking popped that shit.
It was under pressure.
Taking one of the eye stalks, maybe it can be as proof of our deed.
Tilly's got the black one.
Yeah.
Tilly's one looks fucking mean, man. It's a head, black and red. It just glares at you.
Let's just take all 10 of them and make a belt out of Beholder Eye Stalk.
That'd be pretty mean.
Well, I think whoever goes topside, we need like proof of our deed. Otherwise, they might just think we're crazy.
Look, I think we should find Twinbeard and then just everyone leave.
Okay.
I've still got my big hitting spells that I couldn't use while all of you were in close quarters. So.
Well, can we at least get those of us who are petrified up topside next to the...
Hell no! Like, not without...
No, not topside.
Oh, right.
Not topside. Sorry, to the
Just
next
up to
floor
the...
up.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, no worries. I'll just put them at the top of the stairs.
Yeah.
But hang on. Who does it? Because this is not easy. Like,
you know,
yeah. What's your? You two who just spoke. What are your? Do you know how much you can lift? What's your carrying capacity?
I couldn't tell you. My strength's 16, but I can't.
16.
Be able to tell you.
16 times 15.
16 times 15 is like about 280 or something. Any of these will weigh more than that. Any of them.
Oh.
Like a single stone statue that stands 6 feet tall. I mean, I don't know how much, but I reckon I could Google it.
Probably about 500.
I mean, if I have to drop
that's about
signs
right.
a few
Yeah, about
times, you know,
500.
shit happens.
I
But
think,
if you do drop it, you'll break that. Like they'll lose their toes and that.
yeah, I think the only way.
It's okay. I'm a smith. I can just forge them new ones.
I've actually got a really good picture for this. It just popped up quite by accident, and I'm going to put it in Discord.
What were you saying, Lucius? The only way...
The only way I can see us moving them is if I cast. Floating disc. But number one, that's a ritual and will take time. And number two, it can only carry 500 pounds at a time. So we'd be lucky to get one at a time.
Do you have levitate?
Not prepared.
Okay. Shit. Yeah. Well, we don't want to blow up this place because our friends are down here in their statue form. I guess we're gonna have to look for our contact. We have to get them out of here somehow.
I mean, they'll be
statues.
They'll be fine for now. They're stone statues. They're not exactly like paper or anything. We need to move as a group. We either need to find our contact or we need to all get out of here and get reinforcements. And I think we need to do one or the other as a group. Now that the Xanathar's dead, we should be able to deal with anyone that we come across, but if we start splitting up, there's the chances of us being picked off.
Okay. Well, why don't we look for our contact, and once we find him, we get reinforcements.
Alright.
Well, apologies to the petrified people as we move on.
I mean, it's not like they were going to be fixed anytime soon anyway.
Yeah, we're not going anywhere.
Yeah, what's 24 hours out of 1,000 years?
Exactly.
That is like,
It's the perfect amount of time to start thinking about what my next dissertation will be on, but...
exactly. You petrification, like a mind's eye view.
And I mean, it's not even lost time because they're not aging while they're petrified.
No.
So it's just like we've given you an extra 24 hours at life.
It's like
This is
the goal of immortality achieved, but not.
That's
in the way
right.
not in the way that we had hoped.
Oh, look, such a positive attitude. I'm beaming here, you know.
But yeah, apologies to the players who are petrified.
It's the fucking matter, dude. It's fucking hilarious, honestly.
All part of the
Well,
How many rings did he have on him? Because I'm going to check
3.
them all in a bag. 3.
Presumably, he's subjected to the attunement rules like everyone else.
I would hope so.
I believe
well,
Sagifight actually did answer that.
Did I?
Ah, there you go.
What, for Xanathar in particular?
For beholders in general. They are limited to 3, I believe.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, does Tilly feel like meeting her family again?
Oh yeah, let's break their faces open.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Beyond this door, you can occasionally see whiffs of black smoke coming out from underneath the door and through. You wouldn't have noticed them during the chaos of fighting the Xanathar. But you're already aware that there's some activity. We heard kobolds. But now that we've got a chance to wait and try to ascertain what's going on, you spot little whiffs of black smoke coming under the door, but that smoke brings with it this stench of burned meat and burned bread. But also, it's not all bad. There's the smell of turmeric and thyme and sage can also be mixed in there. So there's some lovely garden herb smells mixed with burnt toast and meat that was well done 5 minutes ago.
Reminds me of home.
Food! And I just want to run in.
You must be starving after all this.
I'm 3 days sober.
3 days sober. That's one way of looking at it. There are a bunch of kobolds, and they are assisted by some gazers that those of you who are in the front line would see, but I don't think anyone. The kobolds are carrying mostly meat, but also bread and a couple of vegetables as well. They're probably not enough for a beholder's diet. But anyway, so these kobolds are carrying cooking materials, food. There's a few gazers that are watching them as if they're spying upon them, and just as sort of trying to work out what's going on or whether they've seen you. Where is he? A halfling walks out. I've just got to find him. But a little halfling walks out from behind the kobolds. And he's a fat guy. That's not it. Didn't give him a picture, but I've got one for. So anyway, I'll just show you his picture. So he's a little fat halfling, and he wipes his hands on his apron, takes off his little cooking hat, walk straight up to the party without, like, taking a beat, even though you've got fucking blood dripping from your blades and you got scratched armor, and he just walks straight up to you, and he says to you, "Oh, finally! Well, I'm very glad that you're finally here. Oh, I tell you, I haven't had a break in a 10-day. Make sure you serve the sauce every 5 minutes. Very important. And I'm off. I'm going to have a beer. Good day." And tries to push his way past you.
I'm gonna grab him by the arm.
I want to run for the food.
Sorry, who grabbed him?
Teely.
Excuse me. Why aren't you at the back doing some work with the rest of them?
The rest of who?
Well, the rest of the kobolds. Please, I must have a break. I've been working every day. You are the hired help, aren't you?
Nope.
Oh, are you the hired help?
We are here to help you, if that's what you mean.
Very good, very good. Finally, someone talking some sense. And he tries to push past you. I am going to find. Where can I get a beer around here?
All right, let him push past. Let's see what he sees.
Which way did he come from? Like, which hallway? The top or the
From
left?
up where the kobolds are, to the north. Yeah, to the north.
Yeah, I'm just booking it. I'm like, yep, help. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like the way Zevram thinks. I'll just stand aside, let him go past so he sees the dead beholder.
Alright, while he's reacting to the dead beholder, the kobolds yell at you in Draconic and then attack.
Oh.
That is just fucking rude.
Kobolds, man. Not as bad as goblins, but
They're up
Yeah,
there.
they're pretty bad.
I assume I
You're
roll
up
initiative as well.
yeah, well, it's up to you if you want to. Like, no, yes, you should. Yeah.
I think I might have to call it here. I don't
Cool,
think
man.
it's not too bad a point because I'm
No.
literally just a statue. So, thanks for the game
point.
today, guys, and I look forward to hearing what happens.
I
See you soon, man.
hope we can thaw you out next
I
week.
hope so too, but like I said, I don't mind.
Is there
I'll catch
anything
you
you
later.
want, like, sculpted
Sam.
off when we resurrect
That'd
you?
be-
Like, maybe smooth dabs or something?
Yep.
Maybe a couple of
abs.
extra fingers?
Abs, maybe like really defined pectorals. Yeah.
I'm an artist boy, don't worry, I got you.
All right, see you guys later.
See ya.
man.
Nice to play with all you new guys as well, finally.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll see you hopefully next week.
See you then.
I love you.
Perfect timing.
Alright, Gula, you are at the front of the rear guard, I suppose. You haven't run forward like Anvil. But you can see as he runs in there, following his nose, the kobolds pick up their meat cleavers and they pick up their skewers and their rolling pins and just start laying into him.
I wasn't on there for some reason. I thought I had my token selected.
Yeah, you're at 5. Oh, no worries. Maybe, yeah. So yeah, Beulah, it's your go.
All right, she'll run to there. I don't think I've got anything that is I've got some hand axes, so I'll throw 2 hand axes at the kobolds.
Alright. With moving your hands with lightning speed, you pick out one axe and then another. First is the first hits. They're unarmored. So bam, and 4 hit points will not quite do it. Ah! You pin the kobolds against the ground. Help me! They say in Draconic, I'm dying!
Now it'll be her turn. She's done.
Miss Tilly.
I am going to run over there. Brothers, there's so much more to life than cooking meat and making terrible jokes. Let me show you the way. have you heard about Bahamut? Let me tell you, he is so wonderful.
Bahamut?
So much power.
I've heard of him. Tiamat left him for good reasons. He was violent and he was always out too late.
Which one said that?
This one that's close.
The closest one? I'm gonna Misty Step in right on top of him. And beat his brains in.
That's how religion works, right? Right.
Don't talk about our Lord and Savior that way.
You know what I thought? That gif where Sansa is slapping the kid.
Oh yeah.
Talk shit, get hit.
Yeah.
Well, you open his little reptilian brain all over the floor. The kobolds
talk back.
they leap towards you, and enthusiastically, with their pack tactics, they swarm at you. While the two wounded ones go for. They want to go for Beulah, but they'll have to go through the dwarf to get to Beulah first. So all of these are attacks that are at advantage. The first, how many? He's dead. Yeah. So the first 4 are at Lee, and then the other 2 are at Anvil. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. All at advantage. Oh, can you guys see that, or is it hidden?
No.
Hidden.
Damn. Okay, I'll change that. But for now, it's Tilly. What's your armor class?
21.
Miss. 19, 20, 22. So 5 finally hits, and then the next one misses you. So you get scratched by a like a shish kebab that's got a chicken still on it. He impales the chicken into your belly with the rotisserie. And,
It's in the middle, mate.
Exactly. The other 2 go for Anvil. Armor class Anvil?
19.
Right. Well, one of them will hit with a frying pan straight across the face for 3 points of damage.
That's no good.
Anvil. The frying pan was hot and it burned your little face.
Alright, so what I want to do, because they're like little dudes, yeah?
Yeah, they are.
I just want to like hammer like sideways, as imagine. So there's like a bar essentially in front of me, and I just want to like take him with me, but I'm just going to keep running towards the food.
No worries, make an athletics check.
Gonna clothesline him with a hammer.
Da-da.
Crunch, they are both knocked out. Like you just do this double clothesline, and the pair of them hit the ground, and their heads knock against the stone, and they are knocked out cold.
Yeah, cool. Can I take the one to the left, just to the left of me as well? With me?
No, just the pair of them.
Okay, that's fair enough. But yeah, I'm sure you'll just get an opportunity attack, so I'm just gonna keep running.
Excellent.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And then I'm going to dash. Oh, no, I can't dash for that attack. That's all right. I'll stay right there then. That's as far as I get.
Perfect.
Beautiful. So, yeah, there are stoves and plates and tables all around the place. You're able to reach over and grab a haunch of mutton, bowl of pumpkin soup.
Devour it.
You gain inspiration as you eat for the first time in.
Oh, thank God.
All right, Aldrich.
I'm just gonna go up to the fat guy over here and just look at him crazily with his bloodshot eyes. And as he's kind of like, as the fat guy looks out and, you know, sees what happened and kind of looks shocked for a second, he's just gonna go up right behind him and take his chain and choke him.
Is that a beholder? Make a athletics roll.
Poor guy.
This is just how Aldrich says hello.
Yeah. This is Aldrich bringing him into the religion.
Can I roll? I'm gonna use my inspiration for this.
Go for it.
For the newcomers, it should be mentioned that Aldrich is a cleric of the god of BDSM.
Yeah,
Makes
I
sense.
that part.
You're choking me! I can't breathe! The unfortunately named Beepus is dying.
And am I able to use my touch of death for this attack?
Sure, go ahead.
So I do 15 necrotic damage to him.
You take him to -12.
Oh my god.
Aldrich,
Poor
what the
innocent
fuck?
cook just got murked.
As his flesh turns white and shrivels away, he ages 100 years. The blood vessels burst. His bones rot from the marrow in, and his teeth turn black. The necrotic energy eats away all life, making him decompose 100 years in a second.
And I just stand up calmly and walk back over here.
Yeah, that's a behold. Oh, where do you... Ugh. Oh, yuck. That's gross, says Malone.
Oh, I didn't add him into initiative, but I don't think we need to.
I don't
I'm
think
not
we need
fighting fucking
to learn
kobolds, mate. This is fucking your job.
15 feet, 30 feet. Shit. I can't do anything, so I will just dash, I think,
Perfect.
in there.
Give me advantage in all my attacks.
The gazers, which there are 2. All right. Let's see. I don't even need to roll for. There's 4 of them. Okay, the first one targets Anvil. It's a dazing ray. Make a wisdom saving throw. You are not dazed by its mediocre magics. If you can defeat a beholder, what threat could an insect like this pose? The Tilly is targeted by a fear ray.
Yep.
Wisdom save, sorry.
Wisdom.
You are not afraid.
Don't they know who I am yet?
Exactly. Come on. You're like legendary kobold. Zevram, you are targeted by a frost ray. Make a dex save as a blue beam of energy strikes toward you. You are caught in the chilling energy. The ice freezes you for 8 points of damage as your blood is cooled, and your hair gets coated in nice little snowflakes that kind of look cool. And finally, a telekinetic ray strikes towards just Buela. You feel yourself being lifted up the ground and thrown towards the roof, Buela. Make a strength saving throw. But you are far too strong for this measly energy. Think of this fractor beam shooting you towards the roof, but for some reason you're able to prevent that from happening. How do you grab onto something, or how do you fight this tractor beam?
Yeah, she feels herself being lifted off the ground. She grabs a hold of the wall and gets a handhold that helps her, keeps her to the ground.
Excellent.
Until it finishes.
Thick fingers with big broken nails lodge themselves in underneath the stone, and the feeble magics of this entity are nothing compared to the raw power of your own muscle. The gazers are very afraid.
By the way, you said there were meant to be 4. I can only see 2.
I can only see 2 as well. So no, there's 4 rays. Sorry, they shoot 2 rays each.
Oh, I see it. Right.
Yeah.
I'll move to there. And I'll I probably cannot see something tiny like a gazer with Beulah between me and them. So I'll just head up and that's it.
All right. Well, you've got your fingers lodged in the wall, but the tractor beam suddenly fades when the gazer realizes it has no power over you. What do you do?
So as she feels it fading, she kind of lets go and lets it kind of pull her up and long. So she'll land in the next block and then take one more step and attack this first goblin here.
All right, he's on the ground, like unconscious, so you have advantage to attack it.
Oh, if he's unconscious, then I'm just going to leap over him and attack the gazer.
Crunch. Fucking hell.
Pop.
Yeah, so tell us how this thing is absolutely annihilated in a single blow.
So as she lands and then sees the goblin land there, or the kobold, she just basically takes a big power step and steps on him and lurches up in the air and swings her glaive around her back and then just takes a Hank Aaron swing, basically right through the middle of it with her glaive to take it out.
Beautiful. You crunch down upon the kobold's chest cavity with your mighty boots to get yourself some leverage, and you slice the tiny beholder clean in half.
And then she will jump to take a step here, and she's going to attack this kobold.
Beautiful. The flurry continues.
So she catches herself, changes direction, and takes a swing at that kobold.
Your dance of death is truly a sight to behold. A woman of your might and bulk moving with such speed and agility. And it whacks into it, but unfortunately you catch it with the... Oh, no, it's just a kobold, isn't it? Yeah, that's going to kill it. So how does the kobold die?
So as she finishes her home run swing through the gazer, she pivots, spins around backwards, and brings her glaive straight down on top of its head, slicing straight through its skull, down, splits its body completely.
Would anyone like half a kobold?
Nah, I'm good.
You're good. This kobold is absolutely terrified, and like he wants to run away, but there's nowhere to run. So they just unleash with this one. He can. Did I skip you? I did too. Sorry, it's your go. Yeah. I do that sometimes.
I'm going to yell at them to stand down. Stop resisting.
They get down and worship you.
As you slay one of them.
Yes, slay that one, but don't slay us. Yes, kill Jimothy. We don't like him anyway.
Yeah, he's like an idiot. I can tell.
Yes, foolish Jimothy. Brave queen, brave goddess queen. We are your loyal servants. We worship you. Yes. We will give you all of our treasures and time. Everything that you want shall be ours. I mean yours. Yes, that's what I mean. Not ours.
Yep. All of it belongs to me. I'm gonna sit down in front of them and kind of say, hey, sit down with me and let me teach you the ways of Bahamut, of how to be a good kobold in society.
They sit down and cross their legs.
Perfect. I'm gonna go on to like an hour-long lecture.
They listen, you know. They ask a few questions, but they put their hands up before they ask a question.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I let them ask. I answer all the questions.
Beautiful. Right, there is a single gazer that is still alive up the top. You believe, Anvil, that Tilly is going to be busy for a while?
Yeah. So can I grab like half the gazer that Bueller cleaved?
Yes.
And I just want to like throw it at the surviving gazer and yell, "Bugger off! I'm trying to eat."
No worries. You may make an intimidate check at advantage.
Woo. Oh, that was garbage. Oh well, either way, I burp a little bit mid yell.
As the half a gazer comes flying towards it, it shoots it with a telekinesis ray and throws it off straight back at you, landing on the mutton that you're holding in your hands and are about to bite into. It's
I'm angry now.
It's spoiled.
I assume I can't attack, but I'm just going to walk right up to it.
The gazer looks around in all directions. Alright, Eldritch. You have a dead Beepus at your head. You've just choked the Beepus to death.
Is the ones on the bottom, are those two kobolds like knocked out with the crossbones?
Yeah, this one's dead and the other one is dead, like KO.
I'll just cast Toll of the Dead on the other one.
Beautiful. He fails his saving throw. Dong! The gazer is going to do everything it can to escape.
Well, I'm looking at these kobolds and Tilly, and I shoot a questioning glance to her. Are you sure about this?
I'm not even paying attention to you at this point.
Well, I shrug and run around, seeing if I can't help our dwarven friend here. So I'm going to dash up to them.
Alright.
Oh, what a god.
The gazer hits and oh no, you've still got no, that's the end of your go, isn't it?
Yeah, double dashed.
Yeah, I was thinking for a second you had. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Anyway, so Anvil is hit with a telekinesis ray.
Oh yeah.
And Zevram is hit with a fear ray. So strength for Anvil and wisdom for Zevram.
Oh, yeah. I will
Beautiful.
Use my thingo to my inspiration to
excellent.
All that. Beautiful.
Absolutely determined to get your lunch. How do you fight the tractor beam?
I think just through sheer rage. I'm just like get low. I like smash my hammer into the ground so I can like find some purchase to not fly up and just looking at it the entire time. Like
you use your hammer as an anchor, just
yeah.
All right, you're not going anywhere. The gazer's had enough. He flees. I don't think. Do you get an attack of opportunity, Sash? I don't think you do you?
I think I do, but it's at disadvantage because
I'm
frightened of it.
That makes sense. Okay, so yeah,
but it's up to you. Like, what sort of frightened is it? Like,
that's cool.
Okay.
Yeah. I like rules written, so that's disadvantage is a good substitute. So he slips out of your attack, and Anvil, do you take a reaction to smack at it as advantage?
I would like to.
Right. Okay.
I assume that hits.
It does, and it knocks it on its way, but makes like a sound kicking the air out of a football, and the gazer flies as fast as it can. Yeah, away. Do we let it get away?
Can't really tell anyone anything, right? They don't have, well, I guess they have mouths, but they don't really talk. I'm fine. I'll leave it up to you guys.
I mean, I don't even see it when I enter the rooms unless Sash Zevram starts chasing after it, shouting to chase it. Not happening.
Well, there are 2 kobolds worshipping one of your allies and a bunch of dead bodies.
So my reach is not. It's too many for my reach, right?
Yeah, that'll hit it with a reach weapon 10 feet away. It's got
Okay.
+2 to its armor class from the cover of the wall, but yeah, you can reach it.
All right. So let's see what we can do with it.
Bam! You have taken out the gate.
We just hear a.
All right.
Do a little walk back in the rooms. I got it.
Nicely done.
And I'm gonna look for any food that looks, I mean, I'm sure it all looks scrumptious, but whatever's available, I'm gonna start munging on it.
Beautiful. A lot of it's mushroom based, and that's probably a little bit worrying. You never know what's poisonous, but nonetheless, like there's honey and there's bread. There's caterpillars and crickets. There's mutton and chicken. There's a wide range of foods and spices. Roughly half of it is stuff that most humans wouldn't eat in the lifetime, but the other half looks like it's come from Waterdeep.
I just want to make everything into a sandwich, I guess, and just go hard.
No worries. You make up a Holder sandwich. It's a unique blend of herbs and spices and 3 different meats. Yeah, it's
11 secret herbs and spices.
Exactly.
One of them may or may not be caterpillar, but that's fine.
It could be. Could be. Silky.
I'm going to go up to Tilly and ask, can you ask your newfound friends here whether they know where Twinbeard is?
Yeah, I'll ask him in Draconic. Something, beard of twinned.
Huh? What? Who?
Twin beard.
Huh? What?
Dwarf.
Huh?
Do you know where Dwarf is? I pointed
Yes.
at Anvil.
Mountain people.
I think so. Yes. And they point at Anvil.
God damn it.
Yeah, like him, but not him.
Right. And they nod. They say, "Ah, I see." Right.
Well, these 2 are useless.
No. Look. One starts chopping onions. The other crushes the garlic.
I just have an epiphany.
What? No, Zevram, I know what you're thinking, and that is a terrible and efficiently cheap idea.
I approve.
Tilly, would you like to ask your friends if they'd like to work in a tavern?
How would you like to make real treasure?
It sounds like a lot of work.
It's less work than you're doing now.
Oh, then yes.
Even pay them in copper coins.
Yes,
them.
yes, copper coins. I'll have 2.
That's going to be it. 2 copper coins paid for life.
No, 3.
They're hard negotiators.
Look, how about we make this?
You know?
How about we make this a more long-term deal? We'll cut it down to 1 copper coin, but we'll pay you by the month. So if you work there for a whole year of 12 months, you'll get a whole 12 copper coins each.
Do we get to eat the rats?
Sure.
Only if you bring that chopped onions over here.
Oh, yeah, right away, sir, right away. And they offer to put them in your mouth themselves, like as if they were grapes.
Beautiful.
Fuck yes for cheap labor.
Now that's service.
The kobold is like, he's stoked. Like, dude, do you really mean that?
I'll give you the first month up front, and I'll give each of them a copper coin.
You really like my service? They
I'm
start
just
blubbering. Oh, these kobolds, they embrace. This is the happiest day of their life.
I'm glad we're all getting along here, but we still have our contact to find.
Is the lair massive? Like, do we continue this next week, Arctic, or?
We sure do. This is where we leave it for the week.
Nice.
That's a good point to leave it, though. That was fun.
Yeah, I mean, we've been playing for 4 hours, and
Yeah.
we could go for a bit longer, but the chance of something happening that's going to draw us into a lengthy encounter that we would not want to end in the middle of, it is a good point to start.